This program is a collaboration of personal opinions and individual free thought. It does not represent the views or narrative of the mainstream corporate media hacks. Viewer discretion is advised.
And here we go.
Live from the bell tower, taking a stand for your rights, your liberties, and all the bullshit in between. You're listening to Break the Bell Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving Eve.
I like it.
Yes.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Welcome to your Thanksgiving celebration on the Break the Bell podcast. This is our Thanksgiving episode. We've never done a Thanksgiving episode.
No, we haven't.
I mostly just didn't want to talk about the other shit in the world. And so I'm like, let's just do a Thanksgiving episode. We do Christmas episode every year.
That's true.
Speaking of our Christmas extravaganza, our annual Christmas extravaganza, number 3
Yes.
is
Number 3.
less than a month away.
Yes.
And if you've never experienced a Christmas extravaganza from us, it is
Oh
the
my
most
gosh.
extravagant of
Yes.
extravaganzas.
Yes.
Last year we had special music performance. We had
Yes.
a reading of a very inappropriate story, Christmas storybook. What else do we have?
Oh, man.
We always get Dan Smots, my brother from The
Yep.
System Is Down, and Remzo Martinez. It's kind of become an annual tradition to have
Yeah.
them on to celebrate Christmas right with us. So tentatively that is going December 19th, which is the
Yeah.
Monday before Christmas, so you do not want to miss that because it's
Yes.
going to be it's like
It's up there with like Rudolph now.
yes,
right?
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Like I start the mental preparation for the next year's as soon as this year's is over, I start
Yes.
prepping for next year.
Yes.
So it's always fun, it's always good, and you don't want to miss that. That's
If-
going to be
If you
December
want to
19th.
prep, go back and watch our old Christmas episodes.
Yes, because I mean
They're fun.
they don't go out of style.
No, oh no. Like I said, it's like watching like one of your favorite like Christmas specials. You just go back and rewatch them, and
Yes.
you feel the spirit. Right?
So December 19th, don't miss that. The third annual Break the Bell Christmas extravaganza. It's going to be fucking awesome and a really good time.
Yes.
But tonight we're not doing that. We are doing a Thanksgiving show. It's not an extravaganza of sorts,
No.
but it's
it's special.
a ganza maybe.
Okay, I'll go
just,
Ganza.
just a Thanksgiving ganza. We're going to just bullshit about Thanksgiving because we can. It's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving week, and we might as well.
And there's plenty of bullshit about it
There,
going on.
There always is bullshit. There's always people to talk shit about, so
Yes.
that's inevitably what we're going to do, and all things Thanksgiving related. But would you believe it, Bill, that if I told you I brought us a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving,
I would not believe that.
you would not believe?
I would
Well,
not.
I brought us a
wow.
wild turkey
Nice.
dinner. For Thanksgiving, so
Wow.
I went out just for. I mean, like, you know what? This Thanksgiving show needs? It's turkey, and
do.
we have turkey. So
Nice, I like it.
I've got glasses for our turkey, and I've got ice for our turkey. The only way to really cook a turkey is over ice and glasses. And
Yes.
you're gonna sneeze now.
I am.
Are you allergic to my turkey?
No, but I've been holding that sneeze in like before we started.
Do you want dark meat or light meat?
Oh, let's go dark.
Dark meat. There's your dark meat.
Thank you.
A little extra flavor and moisture in the dark meat. I'll go with the light meat
All right.
because I'm racist.
That's fine. I like my turkey like I like my women.
Wild turkey, the Thanksgiving meal of the saints and the
Yes.
gods. Cheers to you. If you're not enjoying our turkey dinner, you're fresh out of luck. Go get your own. We got comments already. Doug, we all know
Hey, Doug.
says, "Happy Turkey Day, fellas." Doug, happy Turkey Day. Go get yourself some turkey
Yes.
and enjoy with us.
Imbibe.
Doug, I'm going to see you soon sometime. So, Before we get into our Thanksgiving fun, we got to mention our sponsor. That is the turkey-loving Run Your Mouth Coffee. They support free speech. They support your right to talk shit about Thanksgiving because it's America.
Absolutely.
And they also make really good coffee.
That's true.
And nothing shouts America like delicious coffee. So go to rymcoffee.com. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code BreakTheBell. Christmas is right around the corner. There's nothing better to give somebody than delicious coffee.
Yes.
So
Give them a cup of coffee and let them rant their ass off.
yes, Run Your Mouth Coffee. Support free speech, support companies that support your rights, and also make damn good coffee. And as we've been saying the last couple weeks, you can order your coffee without putting on pants. I mean, those three things: free speech, good coffee, no pants. It doesn't get any better than that.
That is
RYMcoffee.com. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code Break the Bell. You'll get 10% off plus free shipping, and that's a fucking awesome deal. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving to you. That's our gift to you. Go to rymcoffee.com.
Like it.
It's delicious. Make sure you check us out all over the social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at our handle, which is @BreakTheBellPod. Share it, like it, subscribe, do all that stuff the kids tell you to do these days, so we can spread our name out there far and wide across the galaxy and make this a bigger and better thing, and we can have more people join us for the Christmas extravaganza on December 19th. I'm just going to keep plugging that just randomly in all sentences. Like, if you like Thanksgiving, you'll really like our Christmas
like
extravaganza on December 19th.
Like a Fight Club subliminal popping in here and
Yes, yes. Make sure you check us out all over social media. And if you check us out and subscribe to us on social media, do you know what you'll get notified of? Our Christmas extravaganza on December 19th.
Very
You
nice.
won't miss it.
Did not see that
No,
coming.
you did not see that coming. You're like, oh, you're doing it again. Subscribe and like and share this with your friends and your foes and your enemies and your allies because they all need to hear this stuff too. Because we have a good time and we expose bullshit for bullshit and we drink turkey as well.
Yes, yes.
So make sure you do that. I'm just going to get right into the show
Let's do it.
because
Let's do it.
it's Thanksgiving and we might as well do this the right way.
Absolutely.
This could be a shorter episode. Every time I say that ends up being extra long. We are having some alcohol, which I never drink during podcasts, so this could go off the rails. Who freaking knows? I don't know. But we're going to get right into this intro, and then we're going to come back and talk some Thanksgiving.
Sounds good.
We'll be back.
What did you say?
You talking to me?
What the heck are you talking about?
What did you say?
What did you say?
What did you say?
Are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you saying?
What did you say?
Are you talking to me?
Well, maybe he was talking to me.
What did you say?
Talk to me.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
Talk to me, baby.
What did you just say?
What did you say?
You listen to me. Are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
All right, we are back, and it is the eve of Thanksgiving, and we're just gonna see where we go with this.
That's right.
I don't know. Do you know where we're going?
I never know
I
where
have
we're
no
going.
clue. See, Thanksgiving, I bitched about that. I've probably already bitched about this on the show, and you've heard me bitch plenty about it. Thanksgiving gets a bad rap.
Yes.
Like, it gets overlooked, it gets sidelined. Like we go into Halloween and buy the candy, the costumes, the decorations, and all the fun shit. And then literally, as soon as Halloween ends, it's Christmas time. Mariah Carey comes on, the Christmas lights go up. Like, literally, I went to, I think it was Target on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Later in the evening. It was probably like 6 o'clock because I was picking up some candy to last minute to hand out for Halloween. And right next to where the Halloween candy section was, they already had pallets of Christmas shit. ready to open that night as soon as they
Oh
closed.
yeah, Lowe's had stuff out. I think it was like October 1st. Like they started putting Christmas stuff out. And I remember last year I was at Target and there was a lady who actually complained, like this was like a week before Halloween, that they didn't have Christmas stuff out yet. And I'm
what?
like,
What do you need it for?
I know. It's like does that make it more special because you're like pushing it now? I agree. Thanksgiving gets a bad rap, and I think it's like you said, they don't have any songs.
They don't have Thanksgiving songs. We need to come
Yeah.
up with a Thanksgiving jingle.
Yes.
My musician friends out there, has anybody come out with a Thanksgiving jingle yet? Because I gave you that
It's
assignment.
desperately need it.
I gave you
Yes.
the assignment on Sunday, and I have not heard any
The
feedback
other
yet.
part of it though is like you can dress up in costumes for Halloween, right? You can put on a Santa suit for Christmas. Nobody wants to dress like a turkey. You
I
can't
mean-
dress like an Indian, and
You
nobody
can.
wants to dress like a pilgrim.
Yeah, no, because pilgrims are thought of as white supremacists now, and
Yes.
the Indians are, you can't even say Indian, so we're already
Yes.
already
Well,
getting a
and
strike for
plus,
that.
pilgrims with their little black outfits and hats and stuff they look gay.
They look pretty gay, pretty freaking gay, and they're high socks, they're
Yeah.
like tights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pretty gay.
Let's go to a Thanksgiving
Not
party.
that that's
and-
bad,
No,
but it's pretty
right,
gay.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it.
Super gay. I feel like Thanksgiving is one of the holidays where nobody puts much thought anymore at all into,
No.
besides stuffing our fat faces.
Right. Food.
Yeah, it's
right.
like, oh, I can't wait. The only thing you hear is, I can't wait for food.
Right.
It's just like, that's all Thanksgiving has to be. And
Yeah.
I'm fine. With,
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why I like, one
Yeah.
of the reasons I like Thanksgiving.
No.
It's got really fucking good food.
Yes.
I had Capriotti's turkey stuffing and
Yes.
cranberry
How
sandwich
was that?
today. Oh my god, it was like Thanksgiving on a bun. It was so
Really?
good. It was so freaking good. I got a 10-inch, and it came in 2 halves, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat both these. I'll save one for later.
Yeah.
I ate the first half, and I'm like, nope, I'm eating that
I'm
second
eating it
half.
too.
So it was freaking delicious. I made sure I got it this year. I've been saying that for 5
I know
years.
you have. I know you have.
Finally got it.
Yeah. So when I heard you had Capriotti's, that was my first thought. Was like, oh,
You know,
turkey.
you
and
knew.
I knew
You
what you were going for.
You knew.
Yes,
That-
because you've
yes.
talked about it for years.
Absolutely. So I had that. Like I said, nobody puts a lot of thought into it except for stuffing our faces. And why do you think it is that we just jump past Thanksgiving? Besides the fact there's not songs or costumes.
Well, it's not a big commercial.
That,
right?
That's what my thought was.
Yes.
There's not a lot of consumerization
Yes.
or
Yeah.
commercialization of Thanksgiving because, like, what are they going to do? Have commercials
Yeah.
like, this Thanksgiving, you should buy yourself turkey. It's
Yeah.
like, well, no shit, I was going to buy a turkey and cranberry sauce.
Right.
It's like everybody
I was
knows.
gonna do that too.
Everybody knows
Right,
what they're
right.
going to have. Even if you don't eat the normal
Yeah.
Thanksgiving food, your family has its traditional food. You don't need commercialization to buy that fucking food.
but instead, Black Friday is the
Yes.
commercialization.
Man, you are going
I-
right
I-
down my
I-
notes.
I-
you
I do
are.
that sometimes.
It's amazing. You're on point. You're not jumping around. You're on
Yeah,
point.
it's the turkey.
Yes, we've pushed the commercialization to the next day, which
Yes.
is Black Friday,
Yeah.
which is, hey, go eat, stuff your face and get fat and happy and take a nap and then go buy a bunch of shit for Christmas. But
Right.
then it's back to Christmas because Black
Right.
Friday specifically buy Christmas
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like the official first shopping day of Christmas, which people start shopping months in advance now anyway, so it doesn't even really matter.
Well, even Black Friday isn't even
Yeah,
Friday
right, that's
anymore.
true.
So we've screwed up even the worst commercialization
Right,
day.
yes.
We've made it like a
Yes.
whole fucking month
Yes,
now.
but see, they don't. A lot of stores are closed on Thanksgiving now.
Yes, and I'm gonna get to that too.
Okay,
That's
I'm
like my
sorry.
next article, actually. No, I was gonna say it used to be like back when I was younger.
Yeah.
it was the tradition. Whether I get that it's commercialized and
Yeah.
stuff, but you sit down, have family dinner, enjoy your family time, and all that stuff, and then stores would open at midnight, which is technically on Friday still. And so we'd all get fat and happy, take a nap, and then we'd all look forward to staying up late, going and shopping with a family. It was still part of the family thing.
Yeah,
But then I think it was like 8 years ago or so.
yeah. There was
All of a
some
sudden they're like,
backlash.
no. All of a sudden they're like, we're gonna open.
oh yeah,
at 5
right.
o'clock
Yes,
on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
so now it turns into, well, we're gonna eat Thanksgiving lunch,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna hang out for a couple hours, and then people are
Yeah.
gonna go shopping.
Well, and plus it's like, oh well, and the first 50 people get a $50 50-inch TV, right?
So you got to be there first thing, right at
which
5.
means you're probably going to skip dinner and camp out.
Well, then some stores bumped it back to like 3 p.m.
yeah.
So it's like, well, we're going to eat at like 11:30, and then we're not even going to have time to let that settle, and then we don't even get time to talk, but now everybody's putting on their coats and saying, hey, I'll meet you at Target.
I remember when the PS4 was coming out, and there was people in line, like camping, for like days in advance for Best Buy to open their doors so they can get in and get the PS4.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so ridiculous.
And it's a slugfest now, right? I remember my dad talking, because I'm old, that when they would go like look for the Cabbage Patch Kids and the Transformers on Black Friday.
Aging yourself so
I
bad.
know. That's what I do.
Do you know if you don't know what Cabbage Patch Dolls are?
But he said that they would go in and it was nice and they had donuts and they had coffee for everybody.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, he said it was just like this big event type thing. And now, now it's like WrestleMania.
Yeah, now it's beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, right. It's
For
like, I want those socks.
Well, I don't know if they still do this, but I remember one year, probably 10 years ago, where they'd have the pallets still wrapped in plastic and everybody's huddled around them, putting their hand on one, and then poor freaking retail worker has to come through that crowd and cut with an X-Acto knife. Like, why would you bring an X-Acto knife to a freaking gunfight like that?
Yeah, all right.
Cut the plastic open as people are just like throwing themselves. I had a friend's wife who like went between a lady's legs, like under her, and like reached through and grabbed, I think it was like an Xbox or something like that, and actually got one. But yeah, that's how she did it, and she took off running. I'm like, you're lucky you didn't get like
No
laid
doubt.
out. Holy shit. But yeah, again, over commercialization, but that's nothing to do with Thanksgiving. That's still that.
Yeah.
Because they pushed it to like 3 o'clock, that took even more away from Thanksgiving. So then the tradition of eating and hanging out and then staying up late turned into shove food down your face as quickly as possible, get your coats, we got to go to the store. Family time just got cut like in half.
I used to get a kick. I'd get like text from friends that would be out Black Friday and be like, yeah, we're at Yonkers and it's 2 a.m. and it's pretty crazy out. And so...
Well, as you mentioned, though, out of the goodness of their hearts, a lot of stores this year are, because they're thinking of the workers, right?
Oh, of course.
They're not opening now on Thanksgiving because workers need to spend time with their families.
Sure. That's very
No,
relatable.
that's not why.
No, not
because like this article says, stores are closing, but workers are still working because Black Friday is still there.
Oh, yeah. Right. They still got to
They still got to stock all that
right,
shit. Yeah, they got to do the changeover and stuff. So it has nothing to do with the goodness of their heart.
Right.
It's got to be a bottom dollar thing. So I want to get into this article and see if we can figure out exactly what their motivation was. I think a lot of it started with COVID-19. Like in 2020, a lot of them were like, well, we're not going to do this whole thing because people are scared of a big scary virus. And it's kind of stuck a little since then. But this says store workers at major U.S. chains are getting to spend Thanksgiving at home as more retailers decide to close their doors for the holiday. But not all retail staff will get the day off. Target said Monday it will close all of its stores on Thanksgiving every year from now on, a move that may prompt rivals to follow suit and make shopping in stores on Thanksgiving obsolete. So Target was one of the first, and then other people are going to be like, that's kind of how it started. One store was like, screw your midnight, we're going to open at 5. And then everybody's like, fuck, they're opening at 5.
We got to open at 3.
I would be the store that opens later.
Yes.
Because then all the people hit those stores at 5, and then come like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, they're like, okay, what the hell are we going to do now? Oh, Kohl's is opening now. Let's go there.
Right.
Or Best,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Stagger it. That's
right,
brilliant.
But no, that's not how they think. They
I know
want
that.
we got to be first. We got to be now. But now the race is to see who doesn't open on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Now
Hold on, Best Buy's not open yet. Just wait.
So, I had read one post that said Walmart was like, opening on Thanksgiving is now a thing of the past. It's like, that wasn't really it was only a couple year thing that you guys decided to be assholes and open on Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, and plus, to be fair, Walmart closes at midnight now. Mm-hmm. Since COVID, they close at midnight. No longer can I go and have the privilege of shopping with all the other losers that when the store's not packed. Now I have to go when the store's busy. So thank you, Walmart, for ruining my midnight retail.
Walmart, you just suck at everything.
Basically.
It says in 2020, many other chains closed stores on Thanksgiving for the first time. First time? It's not the first time because this wasn't a thing a few years ago.
Yes.
just recently did they start opening, and it pissed me off too. Like, I was the one sitting at the table as my wife's family is all like, oh, we're going to go here and here and here. It's like, can't we just like be a family or something?
Yeah.
Like, why are we going to do this? This, you know, how to get them to stop is if we all collectively don't go do it. But everybody buys into that shit.
Yeah.
Says these companies will again close stores on the holiday this year, although none have made permanent changes to their Thanksgiving policies going forward.
Because they want to see if it works.
Yeah, except Walmart. Walmart said this is the thing of the
yeah.
past. And they said up here that Target says they will never again do it. They said something like that. I don't know. So it says, that doesn't mean stores and warehouses will be completely empty Thursday. Black Friday is quickly approaching, and retailers need workers to prepare for the biggest shopping day of the year. A small percentage of Target's workforce, such as supply chain and service center workers, will still work on Thanksgiving, said a spokesperson for the company. Target said it worked with employees to understand their scheduling preference early in the season, and employees who work Thanksgiving will receive extra pay. See, there are some people out there that don't care to see their family, that would prefer to take the holiday pay. Be like, fuck it, I don't care about my family.
It's extra
I
money.
like money. Yes.
Right.
Get time and a half,
They'll
double
appreciate
time.
it for Christmas, right?
Exactly. Let's scroll down here to this. Why closing on Thanksgiving won't hurt retailers. So this is how I know this isn't out of the goodness of their heart, because out of the goodness of your heart, you do things that like might hurt you a little, but you're like helping somebody else out.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's not going to hurt the bottom dollar, so
Right,
might
it's
help.
when they truly think of the workers and be like, you know, you really should be with your family.
No,
Yeah,
that thought never crossed their mind.
I didn't think that.
They were like, we're going to close early, and they're like, well, that's good. Yeah, because of these reasons and these reasons, and online sales and this and that. And somebody's like, and so workers can see their families, and they're like,
Sure.
yeah. There's
whatever
that.
floats your boat.
Yeah,
man.
there's that too. We'll go with that right there. Says the holiday period used to be marked by a few key days, Black Friday being the biggest. Stores, the holiday period, you'd think the holiday period, the key days, the biggest key days would be the holidays.
Yeah.
But the biggest key day during the holiday period, according to this, is Black Friday. That's how you know America is fucked. Stores would use the occasion to rack up most of their holiday sales. But with the growth of online shopping, retailers aren't as reliant on holidays to drive sales anymore. Retailers also don't want everyone buying at the same time. So why did Black Friday happen in the first place? If they don't
that was kind of the thing.
Yeah, you could have spread your sales out at stores over the month just the same as you do online sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in recent years, they started their deals and events earlier and spread them out across the season, helping avoid a crush of demand which can strain their stores and delivery networks. This year, stores moved up their deals earlier than ever to get in front of supply chain snafus and limit empty shelves. The extended shopping season means that stores can close on Thanksgiving without much of an impact on sales. Staying open on Thanksgiving may not make much business sense either. Some retailers have found that keeping stores open on the holiday take away from sales on Black Friday and over the long weekend. So they found out it's actually hurting sales, not helping sales.
Interesting.
So they're like, we made more money if we did this Black Friday or with our online sales than we do staying open.
No,
So
that makes sense.
it does, but like you see posts out there. I've seen. I couldn't find them for this, but you see them. They're like, this store and that store and Bed Bath and Beyond to Target, they're closing so workers can spend. No, they're closing because it saves them money.
I saw a post, and I don't remember where it was from, and it's like, these are the stores that aren't going to open on Thanksgiving. Let's support them, right? And so
no, they shouldn't have opened on Thanksgiving to start with. Fuck them. They are too late, too little, too late is what I say. It's like the people. This is a stupid comparison, but the people that are like, we made a mistake about COVID. Can we just have blanket amnesty? No, you fucked it all up.
Yeah, right.
You got to deal with the repercussions from it. So I'm not going to excuse these stores for deciding. We're going to stay. No, because you're only doing it for the bottom dollar.
Yeah. And well, what it reminds me of is you remember A Miracle on 34th Street, right?
Oh yeah.
Where the Santa's like, oh well, we don't have it at Macy's. You should go to Gimbel's, right? And this lady's like, oh well, that's a great policy. I'm gonna shop here for now on, right? And so then they're like, let's push this for sales. For now on, if we don't have it, we'll tell someone else to do it, and we'll get their loyalty then.
No store will ever do that.
No,
no store's never going to do that.
No. But this is kind of like a miniature, little part of that. Like,
this is
hey,
their gimbal. This is their gimbals.
yeah,
moment.
this is their gimbals move. Like, oh yeah, they're staying closed for the families on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
let's go support them because
Yes.
they're good people.
It's a good marketing strategy. That's
Very
all
much
it
so.
is.
Yeah.
Did your family do Black Friday?
My personal family does not. My in-laws do. My in-laws have been huge on Black Friday. They have probably been circling ads for weeks and preparing
Like paper
a
ads?
strategy.
Do they actually still get paper
Oh yeah,
ads?
yeah. Oh
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I know you can go on this website that has like all the scanned copies of
Oh,
all the
okay.
ads, and so you don't have to actually do it on
No,
paper
so
anymore.
Sunday after we eat and we do some games
Dude,
and
her
watch
family
some football.
is really old-fashioned.
They are. So after we eat and play games and stuff, they will pull out the ads and they'll ask for Christmas list, and then they'll come up with a strategy and be like, okay, well, let's go here first.
Do they
and
have a
then-
map? Like,
yeah, right.
you start here, we'll start here, we'll meet
Yeah.
up over there.
Yeah, and then we can swing over and grab some Starbucks, and then
You know, even that being kind of still a family tradition of
Right.
it, rather than stuff your face, let's get out the door
Right.
and go to stores. At least they're like, hey, we're going to spend some
Yeah,
time. We're going to
right.
like strategize a game plan
Yeah.
here with our strategery and find the best deals.
Yeah.
Do they usually come back with what?
they do
Yeah?
actually. Yeah, they usually get pretty good stuff.
Any black eyes coming back?
I hadn't seen any, but the last couple years, they've started doing their shopping like months in advance.
Yeah.
So, but again, Black Friday's not as big as it used to be.
Right. I see. My family always like. I grew up in a small town where the only retail store was a small Walmart. So we'd always go out at midnight to Walmart and just. Well, not always. There was a few years, I guess.
Okay.
Especially once we got out of the house. If I'm back for Thanksgiving, a lot of times in our earlier years of marriage, we would go hit up Walmart. But once it started opening up the day of and stuff, I think we would finish up our meals, and then maybe at like 5 or 6 after everything was the crazy died down, we would trickle into Walmart and see. A lot of times we'd go for the DVD sales because they'd
okay.
always have like a $2 bin of DVDs, and we go sort through that and stuff. Most of the time I'd walk away, buy things that weren't on the Black Friday sale. So I'd just be like, oh, socks. I really could use some socks. And well, that is another thing. I guess socks are always on sale Black Friday too. So I always buy my socks on Black Friday. So there's you
I
you
did
learn
not know
something.
that.
So
Yes.
if you need socks,
which I always need socks.
Black Friday is the
Yes.
day to shop
Okay.
for socks.
That's perfect.
But yeah, I would always like, oh, that's a cool bowl. Just nothing to do with Black Friday. And I
Right.
come out and they'd be like, hey, did you get anything? Well, I got this cool bowl.
Yeah.
Was it on sale? No, I just needed a bowl.
I've seen a meme recently, and you've probably seen it, where it's like, I really wish Black Friday, instead of TVs and stuff, they would have like eggs or milk and gas.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what we
specials.
need on specials this year.
Right?
It's sad, I know. I thought about pulling up the list of like the percentage of price increase on Thanksgiving
yeah.
food this year, but I was like, nah, we don't. We
people
talk about
know.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go to the store.
Yeah,
just
right,
go to the
right.
store and
You
you'll
know-
find
you know,
it.
it sucks.
Yes, yeah. We don't need to talk about it here. Does your back to your family? Did your
Yeah.
family have any special traditions
On
growing
Thanksgiving?
up? Yeah.
You know, my favorite Thanksgivings were always at my grandma's house in New York.
Okay.
And so, yes, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was always a big thing. And so that was always playing when as they were doing cooking and stuff. And so I still, like, when I wake up, first thing I do is I'll put on Macy's.
Okay.
So that I can watch it with the kids, and they always get a kick out of the stuff. And
My parents always did Macy's in the background. It was always
yeah.
on the TV.
Yeah.
We never, I mean, we would as kids sit down and watch a little bit here and there, but it was never like, hey, everybody come watch. It was on the TV. So
yeah.
What about the football game? Thanksgiving football?
I mean, we will, and of course now there's more football. You know, it was always the Lions and the Cowboys, and the Lions always sucked, and I always hated the Cowboys. So it was something I was never real excited. Now they have NFL's got a game on, and NBC's got a game on, so there's like 4 or 5 games now.
Yeah.
But they still usually suck.
Really?
But
Yeah, because it's all the teams that nobody wants to watch. This is the
Basically.
only time they're ever going. That's why they always had the Lions and the Cowboys,
Right.
because the only time anybody's ever going to watch them on TV,
Yes.
because nobody else is playing.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad for the Lions and Cowboys because there's other games on to watch.
Right.
So if you need your football fix, you don't have to watch the Lions and Cowboys now. So
Yes. And my wife's family, they don't watch football as much. Now it's Hallmark Christmas movies.
On Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I could see that
Yes.
because we always do the tree
Yeah.
and a Christmas movie on the weekend after
Right.
Thanksgiving. Like, so Friday or Saturday, we'll do our tree and usually watch Elf, I think, is the one we
Okay.
usually do
Yeah.
first. So I could see that. But on Thanksgiving, again, guys, it's Thanksgiving. Give Thanksgiving a chance. You
Yes.
don't need to
Yes.
celebrate Christmas on Thanksgiving. You don't.
Agreed.
You have Christmas to celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
And the whole month following Thanksgiving, you have that whole
Yes.
fucking month
Yes.
to celebrate Christmas.
Yes, and you can
Give
listen
Thanksgiving
to all
a
the
chance.
Christmas music you want.
Yes, you can listen to Mariah Carey on repeat.
Yes.
You can watch It's a Wonderful Life on repeat. Who
Yes.
fucking care? You can put up like 18 Christmas trees in your house. That is
Yes.
fine. But Thanksgiving is for Thanksgiving.
Yes, and it's valuable.
Mhm.
It's valuable.
Traditional food?
The usual, turkey. Nothing outlandish.
No.
I make sweet potatoes. That's kind of my go-to.
Do you
That
do
was-
like the sweet potatoes or with marshmallows,
Yeah,
or do you like
yeah.
the savory ones?
Yeah, no, I get the actual yams,
Okay.
potatoes, and I peel them, and then I bake them, and then I put like brown sugar, cinnamon,
Sweet
and
potatoes.
lots of butter, and then mushrooms.
See,
or
if you
mushrooms,
do, if you
geez,
do,
marshmallows.
if you do savory sweet potatoes, then
Yes.
they are not sweet potatoes because
Yes.
they're not sweet.
Right,
They're
exactly,
savory potatoes.
exactly.
And they're not good. Stop bringing that bullshit to Thanksgiving because nobody wants it. It's like a
Exactly.
vegetable platter.
Yes.
You always get somebody
Yes.
that brings a vegetable platter to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Does anybody ever eat off the vegetable platter, or does it sit there like weeping over the fact
Right.
that you're getting your third helping of mashed potatoes?
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
like
Be like,
you
"Hey,
can
hey,
you can
hey."
watch the celery wilting in front of you
Yeah, right.
as you're looking it in the eyes, eating another scoop of mashed potatoes. It's like nobody and vegetables aren't cheap either. It's like
No.
why the fuck are you wasting your money on vegetable platters? I get that you got that one person that was like, oh, we're gonna bring the healthy thing in. It's like nobody wants that shit.
Yeah.
Like
know.
I want
I know.
turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberries,
Yes.
gravy on all of it.
Yes.
Just pour it
Oh,
on
yeah,
top of
yeah,
all of it.
Yep. Butter
Um,
and gravy. Boom.
My latest thing is making my homemade mac and cheese because,
Yes.
as you know, it's fucking
I
amazing.
do know. I believe everywhere you go, people are like, "You are bringing that mac and cheese, aren't you?"
Well, I was thinking about bringing something else, but I guess I
Oh.
could. Yeah. So the mac and cheese is my thing now.
Yes.
What are some other things? Like, there's got to be some kind of roll.
Yeah,
roll
yeah,
base.
yeah, some kind of rolls. At my wife's house, family's house, 7-layer salad is a big thing.
What is that, like the mayonnaise salad on
No,
freaking what's
it-
that show with God, the show with like there's the guy from Minnesota. It's like all the friends. How I Met Your Mother. He goes back to like Minnesota to his family, and they make
Okay.
this like mayonnaise salad. And
No,
it's
no,
like
no, no.
there's like chipped beef in it and like gummy bears and mayonnaise. And it's just freaking insane. So what is
No,
7-layer salad?
it has green beans in it.
Is there mayonnaise in it?
No mayonnaise.
Okay.
I don't exactly know what's in it, because I don't eat it. But it has green beans and various other things, some like onions. If you know, because I think it's a big Iowa thing.
Okay.
7-layer salad.
That's
So,
the in-law side. You
yes,
said?
the in-law
Okay.
side. Yes.
What about your family? Because they do weird like raw beef and like.
Well, that's Christmas though.
Well, yeah, but I assume they have some bizarre thing for
Not
Thanksgiving.
really. I
No?
mean, the biggest thing is a lot of focus on the desserts. And with my dad, so we do the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the
Mm.
gravy, biscuits, but then also and now being in the South, my dad always gets like a honey baked ham, which is awesome.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And then it's dessert. He would make like homemade chocolate pudding, sometimes some bread pudding, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. I was gonna say you
Yes,
gotta have.
yes.
You can have whatever fucking dessert you
Yes.
want. The only dessert I want to eat on Thanksgiving is pumpkin
Yes.
pie.
Well, and again, him being in the South, the big thing is pecan pie, which I
Oh,
like
that too.
pecan
I
pie.
do
So
too.
yes,
Smoked bourbon bacon pecan
Oh,
pie.
yes.
Mm.
You haven't made that in
I
a while.
haven't. It's been a while.
Yes.
I'm going to have to make that. Pecan or pumpkin pie. You eat it,
Yes.
right?
Oh, I love pumpkin
Whipped
pie.
cream on top.
Yes.
Lots or little. Do you
Lots.
pile it up on top?
I put a nice glob.
See,
so-
me, this is like there are certain things I get really OCD on. Very few things, but pumpkin pie is one of them. I will
Okay.
take whipped cream and I'll spread it probably about 1/4 of an inch high, and it's got to be evenly spread across the
Okay.
top. And that's all I want. I just want the taste of whipped cream. I want pumpkin pie with
Yes.
whipped cream. I don't want whipped cream with pumpkin
Yes.
pie. So
Okay.
just
makes
just a
sense.
little bit, and then a lot of times I'll dip it in my coffee, which is really weird, but
That
I like
is
it.
Different.
Yeah, we do the traditional, just turkey.
Yeah.
Like I said, the stuffing, the potatoes,
Yeah.
and lots of potatoes. So
Yeah. And my dad used to he used to last time I ate there. He had a rotisserie, so he put the turkey out on the rotisserie, and injected it and
Okay.
stuff. And oh gosh,
Do you do fried turkey ever?
I've never have done fried.
I'm
turkey.
not a fan. I think it's cheating. I
Yeah,
really
is it?
do. I really
Yeah.
think it's cheating. Because you inject it, and they're like, "Oh, it's so juicy because you inject it." Well, yeah, because you cheated.
All right, right.
I'll do a baked turkey. I make a freaking good baked
Yeah?
turkey. I have a really good recipe, which hopefully I can find. I had it saved on my phone for probably 12 years. I do the same thing every single time, cook it the same way. I mean, it's not hard or difficult or anything, but the key is it's like smoking, and I've smoked turkey before, which is good
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Low and slow,
Right.
which everybody tells you not to do this with turkey because of salmonella or whatever. It's fucking bullshit like
Right.
COVID. I cook it at 250 degrees.
Okay.
And keep it. Well, at first I cook it like 400, so it crisps the outside up, and then turn it down to like 250, and then cook it the rest of the way. So it takes a bit longer, but
Okay.
man, you cut into that, and it's just weeping turkey juice. It's
You're making me
so
hungry.
good. Yes, it's so good.
So do you do homemade stuffing?
No, I've never done homemade stuffing.
I've
That's
had
one
some
thing I
amazing
need to.
homemade stuffing before.
I need to get a homemade stuffing recipe. Do you guys stuff it in the turkey, or is your mom or
A
whatever
little bit of both.
afraid
So,
of the
yeah.
salmonella?
No, the best stuff is the stuff that's stuffed inside, but then there is some extra that's on the outside.
See, that's the best because it soaks up all the turkey
Yes.
juice.
Agreed.
But yeah, so I got this article that's it's 24 weird Thanksgiving dishes that will destroy your appetite. I wanted to look into what other people have for Thanksgiving because people are fucked up.
And now what's interesting is in Canada,
they shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
they do Thanksgiving on Columbus Day.
Well,
Isn't that
that doesn't
weird?
make sense, but
No, I know. When I lived up in New York, we went up to Canada on Columbus Day because I had the day off from school and everything was closed because of Thanksgiving.
yeah. Well, they're like, well, we got one holiday that's problematic because of colonizers torturing Indians, so we might as well put both of them together into
there you
one
go.
and have a massive
Right.
problematic holiday. So here we go. Some of these they don't really detail too much.
Okay.
So, but this says I read the recipe, thought it was weird, but okay, and then I got to the creamy chocolate frosting. Okay, that's not even gonna say.
Okay.
Says I found the worst one, bologna cake. Along
Ew.
comes this one.
Ew.
Oh, 7-layer salad. Is this your 7-layer salad? It's lettuce, water chestnuts, green pepper, peas, bacon, mayo, and shredded cheese.
I believe that is it.
You said there was no mayo in
I
it.
don't know. I don't eat it.
Okay, I was
but
gonna
that sounds like it. It's got peas and
Chestnuts,
and
bacon,
yeah,
mayo.
Yeah,
Those
I guess
things
it has
don't
mayo.
go together.
I know. I don't eat it, but it's big in the household.
Great grandmother Eileen, we believe, took the real pecan pie recipe to her grave. She always asked my dad for just a little bit of bourbon with Sprite, but never 7-Up. Bourbon undoubtedly was in the pecan pie, but not on the index card, which, again, bacon, bourbon, pecan pie,
Yes.
smoked on a smoker is
It's
amazing.
Amazing.
Old people love a congealed salad. I want to know what's in that. Like I said, I wish they would tell us what was in all of these. Somehow my mom, who doesn't enjoy any seafood and would blanch at the thought of eating oysters and any other medium, makes oyster stuffing at every Christmas.
Ew.
She claims you can't taste the oysters.
Ew.
Okay, anything that has anything fishy in it, you're going to taste it
Yeah.
no matter what
Right,
it is.
yeah.
It's like giving a dog medicine. They're going to know.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how much peanut butter or
Yeah,
meat
right.
you wrap it in, they are going to know what's in it.
Oyster stuffing.
Oyster stuffing. Ugh. All right. My ex's grandmother, who was a debutante and not much of a cook, always made cheese peas. It's like green beans, peas, and Old English cheese from a jar. So peas, green beans, and cheese sauce mixed together
Ugh, that
for
sounds
Thanksgiving.
nasty.
Thanksgiving feast.
Yes. Cheese piece.
Cheese carrots are a Thanksgiving staple at my in-laws. It doesn't even look as nice as this picture. Looks like cheese and carrots baked. Literally just a block of Velveeta cheese and carrots baked together. Good God, you American people disgust
That
me.
sounds like something my wife would make.
My family does dragon barf. Also called Watergate salad, which is pistachio pudding, Cool Whip, cherries, marshmallows, and coconut and pineapple. That doesn't sound too bad.
doesn't sound too
Everybody
bad.
makes this weird green fluff thing
Yeah,
that you
right,
never know
right.
what all's in it.
Yeah.
It's like, does it
I avoid it because some people like to slip bananas in it.
or
and
some
I
people
can't-
put
that's a
cottage
no-go.
cheese in it, and
Yeah.
it's just like, why do you put cottage? Like, it
Yeah.
was fine before you got to the cottage cheese part.
Right.
I don't want chunks in my fluff. I don't want chunky fluff. Let's see. My husband's family makes pretzel jello salad. This don't sound too bad. Pretzels, strawberry jello, Cool Whip, and butter.
Huh.
I mean,
No, that
anything
doesn't
with
sound
butter
bad.
can't be
Yeah,
bad.
Right.
Let's see. Jello mold from the 50s and 60s, obviously. Yeah, there's
I always think of that chick from the Christmas Vacation. It's like, oh, Aunt Bethany, did you bring your Jello mold? Does the cat like Jello?
Oh, and there's like cat
Yes.
shit in it.
Yes.
This monstrosity, canned pears topped with Miracle Whip. So
Oh.
fake mayonnaise, not even good mayonnaise.
Yeah. And canned pears, not
Pears,
even fresh.
canned pears with Miracle Whip, shredded cheddar, and a maraschino cherry on a bed of iceberg lettuce.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible.
What the fuck? Lime green Jello with crushed pineapple, cottage cheese. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And walnuts every single year. Like, again, why put
Yeah.
chunks in your fluff? Who
Right,
cares?
right. Keep the fluff chunkless.
My family calls a relish tray. It's things like pickles, olives, carrots, and celery sticks.
my
Again,
gosh.
a veggie platter.
Actually, someone in my wife's family just texted and said, "Hey, I'm bringing in a relish tray."
No, tell them no. Just keep it at home. You don't need it. Closer to the congealed salad vibe, my mother for years served cranberry jello with fruit inside. It was served on a bed of iceberg lettuce and topped with a generous dollop of mayonnaise. Sounds like that.
What, mayonnaise should not be on
With
on
Jell-O.
Jello,
Yeah,
yes.
what?
That's just nasty.
Like mayonnaise, cottage cheese. Don't put those in
no,
Jello. Don't
no,
put them in
no.
whipped cream. Nothing like that.
Mayonnaise goes with plenty of things. That's not one of them.
Right. My stepmother used to make the same thing, except she was all fancy and would smear cream cheese on a platter. So my in-laws do something similar to this. It's cream cheese spread out on a plate with a mixture of cocktail sauce and baby shrimp. I've seen that before.
Oh yeah,
Our family does it with salsa, it's like a mango salsa. They'll put it on the
okay.
cream cheese and you'll dip like crackers in it. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. No, I've had that. Yeah,
See that I can handle.
yeah.
Special K loaf, and we'll leave it at this because we got other things to talk about.
K-loaf.
Special K. Now, if you bring this shit to my Thanksgiving, you will. I don't care if you're my mother. You will never be invited to Thanksgiving again.
High fiber.
Water, carrots, nutritional yeast, and other seasoning.
Oh, you lost me at nutritional yeast.
Egg replacer, so you know this is.
Oh,
You know this where this is going.
Yes.
This is vegan.
yes.
Lemon juice, tofu, sweetener, Special K cereal, onions, and veganese.
Oh, veganese.
Yeah, so veggie mayo, carrots, water, egg replacement, not egg,
Yes.
and tofu in this
Yes.
monstrosity of a.
You know what it is? It's cheap ass vegan quiche.
There you go. Cheap out. Don't bring your vegan quiche to my Thanksgiving. Don't do it. I don't want it. Nobody wants your vegan quiche.
Plus, anybody who brings quiche to Thanksgiving is probably a DB, like a douchebag. They drive a BMW.
Yeah.
They listen to U2.
Right.
And yes, but a Special K loaf,
Like
that's extra douchey.
Vegan.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're vegan, that's fine. If you want to come to Thanksgiving, that's fine. Bring your own little mini vegan quiche.
Yeah, just for you.
Nobody
Just for
else
you.
wants that, so
No.
there's no reason. The dogs aren't even going to eat
No,
that stuff.
no,
They don't
no.
care.
Yes.
They will throw that stuff up. Dogs eat their own throw up.
Yes.
They won't
But
eat
they
that.
won't eat that.
Yes. Nobody wants that. So, Thanksgiving traditions right there.
Yes.
Right down the board. I feel like my family needs to change things up a bit, be a little more open-minded,
Okay.
a little more
Like, what would you add?
vegan quiche. No, I would not add vegan quiche. I would not add 7-layer salad. I would not add the pear with mayonnaise and on an iceberg lettuce with cheddar.
Now, my sister, she is married to a Texan,
Okay.
and their Thanksgiving consists of chili.
Now I could do that.
Yeah?
Now I think as my in-laws used to do this for Christmas because we do the turkey and ham usually for
Yeah,
Thanksgiving at
right.
the in-laws, and then I'd go to my parents, have turkey, and so we'd eat a lot of turkey in that period.
Yeah.
So for Christmas they would do like a soup bar. They do like chilies and
Oh,
chicken
okay,
noodle
yeah.
soup and stuff like that. So just to mix things up. Or I've seen people do like a taco bar for Christmas just to mix things up, which I'm fine with that. I don't care about the tradition of food on Christmas as much as I do think Thanksgiving has to be the traditional food because, again, Thanksgiving doesn't have much going for it besides the food.
Right.
So if you lose the Thanksgiving food, you're just eating.
Yes, but see, I'm very particular about my food on Christmas, but I'm sure we'll get to that in our Christmas episode.
Yeah, because you like your raw hamburger.
No, but beef Wellington.
Well,
Beef
okay,
Wellington.
okay, I'll give you beef
right.
Wellington. All right, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Now, another tradition that my family does every Thanksgiving, whether we go on Thanksgiving or like the Friday after, whenever we celebrate Thanksgiving, we have done this since I can remember. Do you remember the show Life with Louie by Louis Anderson's comedy? It was like
I didn't watch that show.
It's like it's a cartoon
I know what you're talking
of
about.
his family.
Yes, okay.
Every freaking year. And it's not like it's like, oh, we got to do this again. No, it's like at 37 years old, I will be like, we got to watch Life with Louie Thanksgiving again. So we'd eat Thanksgiving meal.
Okay.
The very next thing we do is always watch Life with Louie's
Really?
Thanksgiving
so
special.
is that like on DVD or? I mean, where do you find
it's on
that?
YouTube now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure my parents have it on probably VHS and DVD and a saved digital copy, and
Okay.
probably
I
on-
will have to check that out. I've never heard of that.
You're in luck because we're going to check out a clip of it right
Really?
now.
Okay,
We're going to
okay.
enjoy this together because
Nice.
it's Thanksgiving and
Yeah, I mean,
it's
we
my
do Charlie
tradition.
Brown, we do Garfield, but I've never seen Life with Louie.
Life with Louie Thanksgiving
All right.
special. Here's a brief clip from that. You'll see what you're missing out on, and you'll make it your family tradition from now on and forever. Here we go.
It's an interesting story. It all started the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
You've got to get dressed. The pageant's about to start.
Why do I have to play the turkey every year? I want to be Squanto.
You're the only one who knows the turkey's lines.
Geez, you play the turkey once, you get typecast for life.
Please, Louis, next year you can be Squanto, Principal's honor.
They're gonna tease me.
No one will tease you.
They'll gobble!
No one will gobble at you just one more year.
I'm not sure why I was invited. Guess I'll have to wing it.
Hey, Louie, give it a gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble. Turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. I'm very disappointed, Louis. What do you have to say for yourself?
I told you they'd tease me.
On Monday morning, you will deliver an oral report to the entire student body on the meaning of Thanksgiving.
Mom, just hypothetically, what's the meaning of Thanksgiving?
Oh, everyone knows that. It's pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie?
Oh, sure. On the one hand, you've got pumpkin filling. On the other, you've got pie crust. Two entirely separate entities. But when combined and baked to 350 degrees, they make a single thing of beauty. It's what Thanksgiving's all about.
You know, it says nothing about that in the history books.
Louis, take a nice long look at the meaning of Thanksgiving.
All right, Mom. Thanks a lot. Once again, you've been quite a big help.
You're welcome, dear.
Yeah, I could just see myself telling the entire student body that the meaning of Thanksgiving was pumpkin pie. It was time to bark up another tree.
How about a little help here, Danny?
Yeah, I'll be right with you.
Thanks a million, you cheapskate.
Hey, Dad, got a second?
Oh, sure, don't mind me. Don't help a guy out. I'm just doing a little yoga here.
Well, me and my friends were sitting around the other day talking about the meaning of Thanksgiving, and we figured if anyone knew, it'd be you.
Well, it's true. I am a fountain of knowledge. Meaning of Thanksgiving, huh? Yeah, it's like any other holiday. It comes from the Latin, loosely translated. It means a lot of annoying people in your house.
Thanks, Dad.
No, I'm serious. That's how the whole thing got started. Whenever annoying people showed up at your house, you called it a holiday.
There you go.
That seems legit.
Yes. So which is it? The meaning of Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie or a lot of annoying people at your house?
I think it's a good combo.
A combo of both, yes. Because you can't, really appreciate the knowing people at your house without good pumpkin pie.
Exactly.
So now my father-in-law makes pumpkin pie, and he makes really good pumpkin pie.
So, but he makes it like homemade?
Yes, he makes homemade
wow.
pumpkin pie.
Okay.
And every year he makes one extra pumpkin pie for himself that he consumes himself. Like the night before or the morning of, I'm not sure, but he's always consumed an entire pumpkin pie because he always makes himself his own pumpkin pie. My mom is here. I figured that would get her attention. She said, everyone knows the meaning of Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie. Yes. So there you go. You feel like watching the whole episode?
I do. I feel like I need to watch the whole episode. I'd never heard of it before.
It's only a 20-minute little episode. Nice thing to sit down to with the kids
Absolutely.
and stuff.
Well,
I'm going to start a new American tradition. Everybody needs to watch this on Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm always looking for Thanksgiving cartoons to watch with the kids. You know,
it's
specials
not easy
because they
to
don't
find
have
them.
a lot of Thanksgiving specials.
It's just like songs. They don't make them.
Right. Well, when I was trying to think, like, okay, is there any Thanksgiving movies out there? And the one that my uncle likes is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
And which I bet it's not really kid appropriate.
Right. So let's move on a little bit. My thought that the main reason we kind of overlook Thanksgiving is because the original reason we celebrated has like no meaning to us anymore.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna read this, I guess, because we're having more fun just talking than just reading shit. This is a history lesson, but this is from History Channel. But it talks about the original Thanksgiving.
Right. The Pilgrims, Miles Davis, Squanto.
Yeah, if you don't know, in 1620, so roughly 400 years ago, 402 years ago now, the Mayflower landed, and there was pilgrims, and it was getting into wintertime. They actually stayed on the freaking ship all through the winter. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I'm surprised they didn't freeze their asses off or starve to death. Apparently they got like scurvy and like all kinds of diseases and stuff. Well, the next spring they came, and Squanto, which we kind of whitewash Squanto because we're like, oh, this Indian guy came and helped him out and introduced him to the chief Massasoit or Massasoit, whatever.
Yeah.
And They showed him how to grow corn and all this fun stuff.
How to survive.
Well, the real reason why they could communicate with Squanto was because he was taking a slave probably 10 years prior and was shipped to like Spain and England. And then he was smooth talking, I guess, because some monks taught him, like tried to civilize him, taught him English and all this stuff, taught him to be civilized. And so he became a smooth talker and was like, there's a lot of treasure back there in the United States. Which obviously wasn't the United States back then, but there's this
land
over here, a lot of stuff over there. We should go back there. So some traders brought him back.
He got a free ride.
Got a free ride back. I think that's what he was going for.
Right. Which makes sense.
So then when the Pilgrims arrived, they showed up and there was some Native Americans there that are like, oh, who are these people? And Squanto was like, I speak your language. And then, do you think any of them were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm sure. They'd be like, whoa, wait,
why are you speaking English?
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, I was a slave. And they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I get you now. So then, again, he introduced them to the Native Americans there that showed them how to grow corn and have an actual heart. Because they brought their own seeds. They sucked at planting, apparently.
Yeah.
And the Native Americans were like, dude, we'll help you survive. Just don't kill us, please.
Right, yeah.
And so all that happened, and then come the fall of that year, they got a crop. Yeah. And so successful harvest happened, and then they all got together and celebrated a successful harvest. And that's where Thanksgiving comes from. Yes. They invited their Native American friends who brought like venison and stuff. They went out and shot some birds and shit, like turkeys and geese and stuff.
Deer.
And probably had their the Indians brought the deer. They shot birds because they're probably easier to shoot, and they suck. But it's basically like celebrating harvest.
Sure.
Which you can say this is whitewashed. This is actually legit what happened. All cultures since the beginning of time have celebrated harvest.
Yeah.
like a successful harvest. Like
Right.
Vikings celebrate a successful harvest.
Right.
Native Americans did. Every culture after harvest time celebrates, praises whatever god they serve, and it's just like, thank you for this successful harvest. Now we're not going to die this winter.
Right.
That's what it's all about, and that's what Thanksgiving was. It's like, oh my gosh, we might make it another year,
right.
guys. And so you can say whatever you want, but that's how it started. And the reason why I feel like a lot of it's overlooked now is because we don't have that need of a successful harvest. We don't understand. It's kind of like when we had Jay Gulanello on, and he talks about eating seasonally and stuff. Well, part of that was like the planting seasons and the hunting seasons and the gathering seasons and stuff. And so what came with that was a lot of the holidays came seasonally, and we don't understand that now because we just go to the gas station and get fucking food. And we're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to have a holiday for this slice of Casey's pizza that I got today. So I think that's why Thanksgiving gets overlooked now, because we don't have to be like, guys, we're going to live another year.
Right.
So we
that
don't.
makes sense.
It's just like, guys, we're eating again. That's
Yeah,
what it comes
right,
down.
yeah.
And we're eating a
We're
lot.
gonna make
this
it through
time.
winter this time.
So we've got a couple minutes before break, but I want to get into the party poopers, because I
Sure.
got this article titled, "Is Thanksgiving Problematic?" Probably. And like this says, depends on how you celebrate. Yeah, if you're a douchebag, everything can be problematic, but this we'll get into this, because I gave you the story. Obviously that's been whitewashed because of genocide and shit.
Sure.
But
Right.
so it's again, we got to shit on every party.
Of course.
Is Thanksgiving problematic? We are quickly approaching the season of turkey and awkward family gatherings. Thanksgiving is coming right around the corner. This is last year. It says, and while most people are stressing out, wondering how they're going to manage preparing a meal for 50, I have different concerns. Is celebrating Thanksgiving wrong due to its problematic origins? With more and more information surfacing in recent years regarding English and Spanish colonization of Native American land, many Americans have pondered whether or not it's time to put the holiday to rest. Now, first of all, if you're just coming to the realization that we did shitty things to the Native Americans within the last couple of years that this says, you're the problem, not us. Yes, it's been whitewashed, but we all knew that we did terrible things.
Okay, but let's look at this at a bigger picture. Christmas doesn't actually happen on the birth of Jesus. Easter does not actually happen on the death and resurrection of Jesus. Most holidays that we have that have some kind of historical significance has been Christianized and whitewashed.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
they all have problematic beginnings.
Well, I'm sure they
right?
get into all of that too.
July 4th is,
Is problematic.
war.
Yeah.
So yes.
Right. So I mean, there's a reason to say everything's problematic.
Yes,
So, but
right. If you're looking for it, yes, you'll find it.
it says very little is known about the very first Thanksgiving celebration, except for all the things I just said.
Right.
That, I mean, it's documented. There was like journals about this. I get that the leader of the colonies and Chief Massasoit and Squanto weren't like, we are going to call this Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah.
But that is what is based around, supposedly.
Originally.
The Pilgrims were most likely consider the first actual Thanksgiving feast as taking place in the fall sometime between 1621 and 23. The celebration took place among 53 pilgrims that survived the journey aboard the Mayflower. However, there have been accounts of Thanksgiving-like celebrations as far back as 1565, or as far back as humanity exists, because we celebrate the harvest. The problematic part comes in when considering the fact that what happened between the Wampanoag and English has more or less been swept under the rug. To put it in more simplistic terms, Massasoit, the Wampanoag paramount chief, formed an alliance with English settlers to help fight against the French. But soon thousands of English colonists moved to Plymouth and took over the Wampanoag land, bringing disease to them. The indigenous population had reduced by 90% due to this disease. According to 2017 Business Insider article, why is Business Insider talking about this?
Thanksgiving.
By the time Massasoit's son, Metacomet, known to the English as King Philip, inherited leadership, relations had frayed. His men were executed for the murder of the Punkapog interpreter and Christian convert John Sassamon, sparking the King Philip's War. The war was a bloodbath. Now, we don't have to go much further than this. They're saying, so there is the story of how there was the alliance between the Wampanoag and Massasoit in the colonies, and they did probably sit down and have a feast to celebrate that. But the things that happened years later
went to
are
shit.
what we should focus on. It's
Right.
like, but we're not celebrating what happened. We're celebrating this moment, this time, this, like, as whitewashed as it sounds, even for me to say it, the colonies would probably not exist if they didn't make it past that first season.
Yeah.
And so that was a moment in history, I guess, where you could say, guys, we're going to make it.
Right.
And so that's what we're celebrating. Yes. And there was, and I feel like even in my childhood, being as, I don't know, whitewashed as it was, we did give credit to the Native Americans for, like, if it wasn't for them, we would have all fucking died.
Yeah,
we
I mean,
know
you don't
that.
see school plays where the Pilgrims sit down with the Indians, and then afterwards take their guns and shoot them.
No,
right?
Well, that's the whitewash part of it, and that's what they're saying here. It's like, guys, is it really necessary to celebrate this? Because after the fact, like 40 years later, we did massacre all of them. I understand that. But that's not why we're celebrating it. We're celebrating we survived, and it was the help of them. The Native Americans, and so it's just like you can tie any shitty thing to any group of people and shit on a holiday. It's like, well, Christians celebrate Christmas, but did you know that Christians murdered a lot of Muslims during the Crusades? So we shouldn't celebrate Christmas. It's like that's not even the same thing.
Closer to they be like, we celebrate Christmas, but do we talk about all the children that King Herod slaughtered looking for Jesus afterwards?
Right. I mean, we're focusing on the wrong part. We're whitewashing Christmas here because we're not focusing on the fact that because of Jesus' birth, a lot of babies died. I mean, it's a direct. You can do that with any holiday. It's like
you can do that with anything.
We got to put the bad stuff on because
because
that's what we do.
Yes,
it's like we can't. Like appreciate one positive moment in history.
Yes.
Like I think we can all come to terms that we did really shitty things to the Native American people. But one positive moment in all that shit. Like we talk about the Christmas pause during World War II.
Right.
Where was it one or two?
World War One.
Well, either way, the bad guys and the good guys all paused and
played
enjoyed
some soccer.
Yeah, we talk about that. We're like, but that doesn't make them less of bad guys.
Right.
But we still are like, well, that was the thing where we all came together for a brief moment. But for this, it's just like, hey, we all, like, at one point of time, we kind of get along, and we survived out of it.
Yeah.
Well, what about the time where they all killed all the Native Americans? But that's not what we're talking about here.
Right, yeah.
Can we stop and focus on maybe a little positivity for a second?
And that's the problem, is that no one is able to take anything within the moment anymore.
No.
Everybody always has to take it and cast it over the wide picture of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, anything, when you look at the wide picture, is going to have its negative.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way people are.
Mm-hmm.
People are typically shitty towards each other.
It's just we're people. That's just the way we
wow,
are.
I really appreciate you inviting me over for dinner. Too bad you stole my parking space 2 weeks ago, bitch.
That's why we have holidays, to celebrate the brief moments of good in humanity.
Yes.
Because it's far and few between. That's why they're called holidays.
Yes.
That's why there's not holidays
Yes.
all year round, because we can't celebrate all the shitty stuff. So we have to
Yes.
celebrate brief moments of good in humanity
Yes.
and be like, you remember that one time we did a good thing?
Yeah.
We should remember that thing.
Yes.
And then it gets into the fact that like George Washington, I think, called for a day of Thanksgiving, but it had nothing to do with Native Americans. It was like they had crossed, I think, the
Valley Forge.
Valley Forge, and they're like, hey, we did a thing.
Right.
Let's have this day here. So they didn't focus on the relationship.
Yeah.
And then Abraham Lincoln
That was a big one.
politicized Thanksgiving and actually made a national holiday because for the longest time, the South was like, we're not going to celebrate your New England holiday here, and it was left up to the states. Well, Abraham Lincoln, in the goodness of his heart, was like, bitch, all you guys are going to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's going to be a national holiday, and kind of made it a politicized thing.
Right.
But again, it wasn't focusing on the Native American Pilgrim thing.
Yes.
It was just like, hey, our country's fine. We're doing this thing together. We made a national holiday. So
Right.
so if outsiders were looking in, they'd be like, no, we're not divided.
Yeah.
We got a national holiday here, guys. And again, it was everything's politicized.
Right.
But they're like, well, it wasn't until like the 1900s that they're like, let's put the Native American spin on this and whitewash it and make it so it looks like we did this good thing. It's like, okay,
and
fine.
it was FDR that commercialized it.
Yeah,
So
right.
because to try to help with the depression, he
Mm-hmm.
thought like, okay, if we made like a shopping season, then that would really drum up business for people.
Right.
So we're gonna start it in this week of November to get people going.
Yeah, to kick off the season a little early, guys. Get people in the commercialized mindset and boost the economy. Yeah. I mean, there's always ulterior motive behind these things.
Especially
but still,
from politicians.
To say, hey, guys, do we really think we are? Is it problematic to celebrate?
Yeah.
Well, again, like they say at the beginning here, depends on how you celebrate. If you're not
Absolutely.
a piece of shit,
Right.
you can celebrate Thanksgiving as good or
Yes.
as bad as you want.
Yes, there's going to be people out there pissing on Pilgrim statues,
Mm-hmm.
right? Being like, fuck you, England. Fuck you, colonist. But then there's other people that it's like, you know what? This is a time where I'm truly thankful that I'm get together with my family and just enjoy, all the blessings that have come.
This at least gets into that. It says, could we shift our priorities during Turkey Days off from finding online shopping deals to emphasizing what it means to be grateful, thankful, and blessed? And at least they come to that. It's like, if you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, at least be thankful, and because it's kind of in the name, Thanksgiving. Give thanks. You think we've kind of lost that, but can we do that, guys? So a lot of BS in here to say a good thing at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but a lot of fun sucking in this article here, in my opinion. And I've got more fun sucking for Thanksgiving to get
seems
into.
appropriate.
Yeah, I'll get into it in the second half. We got to take a quick break, refresh our turkey dinner here, and we'll talk about some more fun sucking and some more over politicization of the holiday, and we'll see where we go from there.
Sounds
so
good, because that turkey dinner is sitting really well with me.
it is. It's delicious turkey dinner. So we're gonna take. Well, we got a comment right at that last second. Shannon,
it's been forever.
Shannon says, "Hey guys, been watching on YouTube, but the live chat won't load.
Oh, what the hell?
Did we get screwed over on YouTube? That wouldn't surprise me. Shannon, at least you're here. Thank you for coming. We're going to take a break now that you're here. Stay here, Shannon, because it's a fun time, and we're going to be right back in just a couple minutes after we take this brief break. Now that Shannon's here, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Have you ever thought that maybe voting, maybe all this politics constantly surrounding you is not the way to achieve freedom in your life? Hi, I'm Remso W. Martinez, and I ask myself the same question. That's why I'm on a journey to find true freedom in my lifetime. From learning about financial independence, to new ways to develop rugged individualism, to amazing guests living strange, crazy, amazing lifestyles that you've only thought might be real, but actually are. Go ahead and check out my new show, On the Run with Remso W. Martinez at the We Are Libertarians Network. You can find On the Run with Remso W. Martinez on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. You know how the internet works. Come on down and let's discover how to achieve real freedom in your life together.
Hey everybody, I just want to take this time to give a big shout out to the very first sponsor of the Break the Bell podcast. That is Goulash Media. They can be found at goulashmedia.net. Goulash Media specializes in graphic design, web design, audio recordings, video work, wedding videos, music videos, even political campaign videos. Goulash Media caters to the little guy with the big vision. You can check them out at goulashmedia.net. That's GOULASH media.net.
right, we are back and we are celebrating Thanksgiving.
We're giving thanks.
Yes. Did your well, first of all, did you get more turkey dinner?
I did. Yes. It is quite tasty. You
I mean,
did
this
good on it.
This
you did
is
good on it.
the tradition of. If you weren't here, we have our turkey dinner, wild turkey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Sorry, it's not the Wild Turkey 101 or the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, but it is turkey,
perfect.
no less.
It's perfect.
Turkey dinner. It's going down smooth.
Yes.
It's the new holiday tradition of having turkey. So, does your family have they ever like done the go around the table and say what you're thankful for or anything like that?
Not growing up. We do it now with the kids, but no, not growing up. We never did that.
Now, I don't know if he still does this, but I know my brother used to have a tablecloth where you'd write on it.
Oh, that's cool.
With a Sharpie, like what you're thankful for. I can't even remember. Like one time I put, like, I'm thankful for family and good beards is what I said. And I drew a picture of a beard. But I don't know if they still do it or not. But
yeah. So when did so I mean, obviously growing up in school, you know, you learn the whole Indians, Pilgrims thing. When did your your focus on Thanksgiving shift? Like, when were you like, you know, that there's a little bit more to this than that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever really put a time on that.
Okay.
I think it's more recent. Like as I get older, I think once I didn't put thought into my thoughts of it. I always had
Yeah.
kind of the same mentality. We're doing this for family and stuff, but it's
Right.
kind of what you did.
Yeah.
But I never really paid that much attention to it until the stores started opening at like 5, and then to me it was just like the old cranky old guy came out of me at like 30 years old and was like it's like, well, kids these days just go out shopping and it's just like I just want to like hang out with the family and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are wanting to go out shopping. First of all, the last thing I want to do after stuffing my gut is get up and go shopping like
Right.
an hour
Yeah,
later.
no
It's like
doubt.
I want to put on a good
Yeah.
movie or like the parade or a game or
Yeah.
something and
Yeah.
veg out and probably fall asleep.
And that's what like Black Friday. That's the thing. It's like, well, I got the day off. Why would I want to be out shopping?
Right. But the thing is, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because it's the day after.
But the whole like taking away from
Right.
that, I
The
think
family
that's
time,
when
yes.
I started
Yeah.
like, guys, we got to focus more on the family. This is kind of the point of it. But
yeah, and I think a lot of people kind of backlashed on that because I heard a lot of people complaining like, you know, it's starting to take away from the family time now.
now, speaking of the whole, what I asked you, like, do you go around the table and say what you're thankful for? Here's a newspaper clipping. Apparently, this school, I think, is in a newspaper. Asked little kids like what they're thankful for, and one person's like, I'm thankful for my family, God, and Miss Clary. Another said, I'm thankful for God and Jesus. So it's probably a Christian school, I would assume.
Sounds like, yeah.
This kid wins. She said, I'm thankful for all the dead people because at least they tried. I couldn't have said it better myself. I, too, am thankful for the dead people because at least they tried.
That's incredibly insightful for a kid.
I mean, she's 8 years old.
Yeah.
Very insightful for an 8-year-old.
Yes.
So this year at Thanksgiving, be thankful for the dead people because at least they tried. I saw that pop up somewhere. And I'm like, I got to bring that up because that's freaking great.
Yeah.
What did I say I was going to say I was thankful for this year? It was our Run Your Mouth ad. I'm thankful for free speech, good coffee, and not having to wear pants. Yes. So those are the 3 things I'm thankful for this year.
Yes.
Shannon says LMFAOOOOOO.
That's a lot of O's.
That is a lot of
That's a lot of
O's.
O's.
But yes, indeed. I mean, this lady wins. Shannon also says, my 7-year-old calls cemeteries dead people gardens.
That's awesome.
Dude,
I love that.
your 7-year-old is one of my favorite 7-year-olds, even over my own 7-year-old, because my own 7-year-old's not that awesome. So that is great. So be thankful for all the dead people this year because they tried. Now back to the fun sucker part of Thanksgiving.
Yes, the fun suckers.
You had sent me this photo
Yes.
here. Let me bring this up.
This is from our vegan friends.
Okay. The difference between eating a turkey and eating your dog is propaganda. And the fact that one's a dog and one's a fucking turkey. And
Yeah,
it doesn't take
right.
propaganda for me to know that my dog licks me and greets me and like bites my
Yeah.
face. As soon as I walk in the door, she's jumping and happy to see. Do you think a turkey's going to do that?
Turkeys are dicks.
Yeah, turkeys.
They-
I've been chased by turkeys.
Oh yeah, they're mean.
Multiple times.
Yeah, you take a goose and you put them on steroids, you got a turkey.
I went to some house out in the country to bid a job probably 2 months ago, and I'm coming back to my van. I get in my van and I start to drive away, and all of a sudden, like, a chicken runs out in the path, and then like 3 more chickens and like 2 turkeys start following, and they just stop. They're just like, it was as soon as I started driving, they were like charging towards my van, and it's just like,
Yeah.
they're like, fuck you, you're not leaving. It was like, and you could tell the turkeys were leading these freaking stupid chickens.
Oh,
They're like,
fuck yeah.
go get that guy. Go get him. He's not going to hit you, I promise. We're
Yeah.
going to hang out back here, but you guys go get.
Yeah.
I had to get out of my my van and be like, what are you doing? Get out of the road. And they're like, fuck you, and they all ran away.
Yeah, we have a gang of like 6 turkeys that hang out in our neighborhood. They just like roam around and
really?
roll the
In
place.
town?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Shannon says turkeys are dicks. You know what's more of a dick than a turkey, though, is Canadian geese. I have been chased
you have,
down the road by Canadian
your
geese.
stories of Canadian geese are of legend.
They're assholes. And if there was more Canadian geese to eat, I would eat the shit out of them over turkeys. But yes, I have been chased by turkeys on multiple occasions. I used to install a dish network, and I had like 8 turkeys come running around the corner, like start chasing me on this farm, and I'm just like, good God. I mean, dogs will chase you, but most of the time, dogs aren't nearly as big of dicks. So what do you think of this, though? The difference between eating a turkey and eating your dog is propaganda.
It's stupid, right? Like you said, your dog will come greet you, sit on your lap, and you know, listen to your problems. You know, may bark at you when you get home, but it's happy barks typically, right?
I mean, I get there is a little bit of culture development that tells you dogs aren't food, turkeys are food.
Okay, but even the Native Americans knew that they wouldn't eat their dogs, right?
Did Native Americans have dogs?
I'm pretty sure.
Was
they
there
had
Indian
dogs.
dogs? Did they wear headdresses? That's super
Wow.
racist.
Wow.
Can't believe you went there. Good God. But it's just stupid. It's just like, why would you eat any animal?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah. Because it tastes good, and I don't know for sure. I've never eaten dog, but it doesn't look like a dog would be tasty.
Well, have you seen how lazy fucking your dog is?
Yeah,
They're not gonna. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of fat.
that's true. My dog is not lazy. My dog is speed.
My dogs are lazy. They just
I wish my dog was lazy.
Half the time, I think my dogs are dead. There's like 10 minutes during the day where it's just like they're on like freaking crack, but then the rest of the day, it's just like you gotta poke them to see if they're breathing.
I will have a Thanksgiving dinner the day that my dog gets lazy.
Oh man.
Oh, we got our sex people.
Oh, Sexy Find XYZ.
A little late, Sexy Find.
Sexy Find, I blocked you last time. You must have got a new account. So speaking of, you know, sucking the fun out of everything,
Yes.
I've got this article. This goes right in line with this dog turkey thing here. It's titled "The Environmental Impact of an Average Thanksgiving Dinner."
God.
Have you ever sat down at the Thanksgiving dinner? You're like, hey guys, maybe we should consider the environmental impact of this dinner that we're having.
No, I purposely do not do that.
Never done that?
No.
Now, do you have anybody in your family that would be like that? Guys, we got to think about, do you really want to eat that turkey? Do you know what that's doing to the environment?
My brother-in-law might, but at the most part, no. I have not heard that
Does
yet.
he know better than to bring that up to your family?
I would imagine, yes.
So this says, are you curious about the environmental impact of Thanksgiving dinner? No. Here's the carbon footprint of the meal, plus ways to make it more sustainable.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you're going to learn something today.
And they used a pie.
They used a pie.
Wow.
As a pie chart.
Yes.
Like a legit pie chart. So turkey gets the most because it breaks down the average carbon footprint of each of your favorite Thanksgiving foods. Total emissions of turkey, because at first it says that they're averaging this out for like a meal for 12 people, because that's like the average of a family Thanksgiving size. So they'll take like a single serving carbon emission to make and to produce or whatever, and then they multiply that by 12. So total emission for 12 people turkey dinner is 64 pounds of CO2. Shannon says, how original. A pie for a pie chart. I mean, it wouldn't be
Right?
Thanksgiving without.
Absolutely.
64 pounds of CO2 for a turkey. Says the turkey may be the most famous part of the Thanksgiving meal, with 46 million eaten every year. But it's also the most carbon intense. According to Mike Berners-Lee, well, he has 2 last names, so you know he's a dickhead anyway.
Yes. Or someone who's going to try to assassinate the president.
He's the author of How Bad Are Bananas?
Oh, well, okay, maybe he's not so bad.
He says the carbon footprint of everything. That's the subtitle is the carbon footprint of everything.
Okay.
The average Thanksgiving turkey can emit about 3 kilograms or 6.6 pounds of CO2 per kilogram of turkey. Additionally, it's recommended for hosts to make a 20-pound turkey for 12 guests, leaving no room for leftovers. This can generate about 60.2 pounds of carbon dioxide. But what about cooking time? To cook a 20-pound turkey, you'll likely run your oven for at least 4 hours. Each oven consumes energy a bit differently, but running an electric oven for 4 hours is associated with approximately 3.5 pounds of CO2. Overall, a 20-pound Thanksgiving turkey to feed 12 can generate 63.7 pounds of CO2.
This sounds like
That's not very efficient, first of all.
I don't think this guy ever had a good Thanksgiving.
No,
who's going to sit around and calculate that?
Nobody invites this fucker.
No,
to Thanksgiving.
fuck no.
There's
And that's why
no
he's
way.
pissed, and that's why he calculated the carbon
Yes.
footprint.
Stuffing total emissions are 25 pounds of CO2. Well, that's because a lot of people put like pork or sausage in their
Do they?
stuffing.
I don't think I've ever
Apparently,
had
this says there are many ways to make stuffing, but most stuffing includes sausage or pork.
I kind of want to try stuffing with sausage
I do
now.
too. That sounds fucking
That
amazing.
does.
Animal-based foods have a higher carbon footprint than plant-based. A single serving of pork stuffing is associated with roughly 2 pounds of CO2. Therefore, a dish large enough to feed 12. Who's eating? Oh, a single serving. I thought it said a single pound. I was like, who's eating a pound of stuffing?
I would.
I mean, I would. I do too. I say that, but I do.
Yeah.
Therefore, a dish large enough to feed 12 creates 24 pounds of CO2. It takes an hour to cook and another 0.9 pounds of CO2 to bake it in an electric oven. In total, you get 24.9 pounds.
Wow.
Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
That can't have a lot of carbon.
Only 9.
No, that's
because
not
it's
bad.
plant-based.
Right.
But it says classic mashed potatoes require potatoes, butter, and either milk or cream. So
Wow,
you got
it takes potatoes.
It
I
does,
never
it
would have
does.
guessed that.
Yeah, mashed potatoes take potatoes. Newsflash, you learned something.
I did.
But it also takes milk or cream and butter, which is animal-based. So you're going to have a little bit
It's
of
got to
carb.
have butter, real butter.
Oh, obviously. So to serve 12 people, a sample recipe calls for 6 pounds of potatoes, 1 cup of milk, and 8 ounces of butter. Who's measuring shit for mashed
No
potatoes?
doubt,
You just
especially-
throw
yeah.
as much as you can in
And make
until
it
it's
look
creamy.
good.
Yes.
Exactly.
In total, these ingredients roughly equal 8.6 pounds of CO2 plus the cooking time, which adds another 0.2, giving us 8.8 pounds of CO2 in mashed potatoes. Cranberry sauce. Even cranberry sauce has 2 pounds of CO2 in it, probably because of the cooking time.
Yes.
It says because the dish includes no meat or dairy products, it's associated with fewer carbon emissions. One serving only creates about 0.2 pounds. An entire table's worth would be 2.4 pounds. Pie. The pie chart, remember?
Yes.
Pie only creates 3 pounds of CO2. So cut the turkey.
Well,
you know that.
But they're generalizing the pie. There's lots of different kinds of pie.
Mm-hmm. It says, which kind of pie are you baking or devouring?
There you go.
Pumpkin, apple, or pecan. Buttermilk. Buttermilk pie? What the fuck is
never
that?
heard of that.
Or sweet potato. Depending on the type of pie you make, the carbon emissions vary. See, they covered this for you.
All right.
An apple pie with cream, because the cream, emits about 1.3 pounds of CO2. If you bake the pie for 40 minutes, obviously you will, you'll release about 0.7 pounds, giving you the roughly, 3 pounds? 2 pounds.
Yes. Craig DeCosta has a very good comment.
Craig DeCosta says, how much CO2 did they cause by calculating and publishing this bullshit? Probably more than the pie. So, however, to feed 12 people, you'll likely need 2 or more pies. For 2 pies plus cooking time, you're looking at about 3.3 pounds of CO2. If you bake more than 2 pounds, guess what? They go up. They had to point that
Makes
out.
sense. Yes. Yes.
Total admission for an entire Thanksgiving dinner, which, to be honest, you're
going light with this.
You're going way light.
Yeah, this is
you're
not even
talking
close.
Turkey, stuffing, potatoes,
Yeah.
cranberry sauce, and pie. So
Yes.
on like a poor man's Thanksgiving
Yes.
dinner, 103 pounds of CO2 is emitted.
And you know what? It's worth it.
Now, just imagine if you ate beef, because
Oh.
it gets into the 6 ways to make it more eco-friendly.
Oh.
So this is, if you were wondering, if you ever sat down, you're like, we're really burning a lot of carbon.
We got to make it a little bit more earth-friendly,
Yes.
people.
This is what you do. Number 1, make vegetable stuffing. So don't put the pork in it, which is what we do
Right,
anyway.
yeah.
I feel like we're doing the earth a disservice by
I
not
do.
putting pork in it
I
now.
feel like I really need to try pork in my stuffing now.
Number 2, avoid roast beef, because that's far higher than
Yeah.
even
But
turkey.
I don't know anybody who does roast beef for Thanksgiving.
I don't either. It says it's significantly higher than the footprint of turkey, creating about 48 kilograms of CO2. If your family tends to serve beef on Thanksgiving, whether it's the main dish or an additional side, try to leave it off the table this year for a much more sustainable holiday.
Sure.
Number 2, cut down on the dairy. Most traditional recipes require butter, milk, cream, or cheese. Such a small amount that does it really make that big of a difference?
Yeah.
Whether it's cutting down on butter and cream in some of your
That's not
recipes,
happening.
no. Okay, yeah, you lost me when you said cut out the butter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah, as soon as you say, hey, substitute something for butter, it's like, no. My number 1 seasoning is butter.
Yes. My wife actually, she made chocolate chip cookies this week, and she apologized to me because she did not use real butter.
Well, she is fired.
That's what I told her. I said, you can't do that.
Grounds for divorce. Number 4 is cook it all at once instead of like doing it days on days.
duh.
Because it's like the heating up and cooling off of the oven's going to burn more CO2 than just keeping the oven on full blower for the entire day.
That makes sense.
Number 5, defrost overnight, which you should be defrosting your turkey far beyond overnight. You
Again,
should-
this guy is obviously clueless.
And here's a public service announcement. Side note, if you plan on having a turkey in 2 days from now, if you haven't taken it out of the freezer yet, you need to get that shit out of the freezer and probably put it in like a saltwater bath, because it's not going to be thawed in time, especially a 20-pound turkey. Number 6, add more veggies. Have you ever gone to a Thanksgiving meal and you're like, you know what this meal needs? It's more vegetables.
Never.
Never once?
Never once. If anything, I see the vegetables that are out and be like, this is a little bit too much on the vegetables.
Do you know what we need? We need another...
And my wife is vegetarian.
Yes. We need another veggie tray or another dill tray
Yes,
on this.
That doesn't even happen.
No, not at all.
No.
Now I need to find the last article that I had because it was good too. But what do you think of this list?
This guy, it seems to me like he's never been to a Thanksgiving dinner. It's something that he's maybe read about.
Yes.
Because no one will invite
It's like
him.
the people that write about
Yes.
marriage that have never been married,
Yeah,
or write
exactly.
about having kids
Kids
like
and never
raising
had
kids
kids,
have never
yes.
had kids. Yeah, it's
Yes.
like, or the people that always have to give you advice. It's like, what you should do when you're raising your kids
Yeah.
is, it's like, bitch, you've never had a
Yeah,
kid. What
exactly.
are you talking
and
about?
the reason why he's never been to a Thanksgiving dinner is because he's the guy that'd be like, wow, how many carbon pounds did you put into that turkey?
Yeah, he's the guy that's like reading your labels and
Right,
shit. And
yeah.
it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
First of all, it's one freaking day.
Yeah.
It's one day.
Right,
It's
right.
like, do you really want to be that person that we're talking about?
Right.
That person at the Thanksgiving dinner table. Now, what would you rather have? The guy that shows up and he's like, Donald Trump is this or that, and we need to get him like the political. There's always the political guy.
Right, yeah,
or
right,
would you rather have the guy that's like, guys, you realize how much carbon you're burning up by this Thanksgiving meal, like roaming around the kitchen, like picking up jars, and you're like, oh God, I can't believe you're having. No, I'd rather have the political argument over that, because it's just like.
But the guys that like this guy who would read that stuff, is the same guy who would not dare be seen at a Thanksgiving dinner because it celebrates the colonization of.
Well,
the earth.
that's true. I guess that guy probably doesn't even go to.
Wait, you're inviting me to what? To celebrate the genocide of millions of people?
Right, exactly. I need to find this because this. I want to get into. I want to get into the political talk because
sure.
I feel like I've heard that Thanksgiving is like the one holiday where more people talk politically.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the big.
Yeah, you're always
sit
worried
down.
about the. And I did see a meme before I came. Of it was a guy in like a camo hat drinking whiskey, and it said, "This is your conservative uncle waiting for you to say something about, politics."
Fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Right.
I like that because
Yeah.
I can get into debate with anybody, and
Yeah,
I like the
absolutely.
debate. But some people can't handle the
No,
debate.
right.
Now, again, have we moved away from the carbon guy? Have we said enough about him?
I think so. Although Shannon says these people are monsters, and I agree, Shannon, they are monsters.
Shannon, what would you prefer? The overly political Trump-loving or Biden-loving guy, or the guy that is
overly save the planet and criticizes every piece of food and
now, does
everything.
that guy? Do you think if that guy was at your Thanksgiving table,
Yes.
say it's a brother-in-law, sister-in-law, whatever, does he still continue to consume the food? You think? Do you think he's just like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's everybody. Just like,
absolutely.
oh, I
yes.
can taste the carbon. In
Yeah,
it."
right. I feel like I'm murdering the earth every bite I take.
It's like, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's the guy that brought the veggie tray that nobody's going to eat.
Biden, Trump loving.
Yeah, Shannon prefers
Yes.
the political speech. So.
For sure.
Like I started to say though, speaking of not being that person, there's always political talk. Like my wife's family's very pro-Trump. My
yes.
family's very pro-Trump.
Yeah.
And me and my brother are us, so we can get anybody going no matter where we are. Or, I can just have fun with any conversation. And
Yeah.
nobody see. I take that back. There's a couple people that get pissed off and will like unfriend us and stuff, and try not to come to those anymore. Not in my family, but in my wife's family, definitely.
Okay.
But I have this article. This is one of my final articles for if your family experiences a lot of politics at Thanksgiving, because again, this seems to be one of the more, because I think it's because it's the one where everybody has sits down
And right
to a
yeah.
feast together.
Yeah.
So
there's
you
no
all-
distractions. It's like you're actually sitting across the table from
And
somebody.
I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. You're gonna get that guy that's like, "So what do you think about Donald Trump?" It's like,
Yeah.
really,
Right.
Uncle Joe?
What'd you think
Really?
about the midterm elections?
It's like, yeah, that's another thing. Why did they put such a big holiday right after
know.
elections? So
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be
You know
talking
you're
about
setting
it.
yourself up for failure. Me and my brother are us.
Yes, indeed. That's what Shannon says. So this article is titled 9 Tips for Surviving Political Conversations with Your Family During the Holidays.
All right, write these down.
Now, just reading this, if you need tips for survival in political conversations, your family's doing something wrong. You're going in with the wrong mindset in the
Yes.
first place. If you can't just say, whatever, dude, you're an idiot, and just be like, did you enjoy the turkey today?
So my family, Shannon says, especially 9 of them.
Yeah, 9 tips to survive.
So my family hit a political crux point last Christmas, okay?
Well, that was like COVID time. Everybody was like taking
Exactly.
sides on
Yes.
the COVID.
So I had been disinvited previous years because of not being vaccinated, okay? So we go to my dad's house Christmas, first time in years that we go to my dad's house since COVID.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law, the Texas guy,
Okay.
gets COVID. All right.
From you, obviously. 'Cause you weren't
Obviously,
vaccinated.
right. But I had had it like 2 months prior, so I figured I was good. Anyways,
Such a selfish
my
thought that you had there.
I know, right? My dad, who we're most concerned about because he has cancer, was fine. He's just like, whatever. I mean, he just finished making this massive turkey dinner for Christmas, right? With everything, right? He was fine. My brother-in-law was a little pissed because, but my other brother-in-law insisted everybody takes the test, right? He's like, everybody needs to take this test because...
Did he hand him out at the door?
Oh, he went to the store and bought them.
Good God.
Yes. And came back.
I'm going to watch you take
Yes,
this test.
He told my one brother-in-law he needed to stay in his room so he didn't infect the whole family. So he was pissed.
This
He loaded
guy
up the
cares
car.
about the carbon footprint of the turkey
Yes.
dinner.
He loaded up and took off, right? He's like, fuck this, I'm gone. My other brother-in-law is like, well, you guys need to take tests. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not taking the test. My family's not taking the test. So he decides him and his family, since my dad put such hard work into this dinner, we'll eat Christmas dinner, but they're going to eat it in the backyard. Okay, so they ate.
Did they maintain 6 feet of social distance?
Probably. So they ate in the backyard. I ate in the dining room with my family and my dad and his wife.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Right. And so then they come back and they decide they're going home because they can't risk the safety of their children.
Good God.
Yeah, it was a complete shit show. And that is the one time anything remotely political has entered my family's sphere of holiday.
Yeah, like I said, my family will bring it up. I know my parents are Trump supporters. I know my in-laws are Trump supporters, and they'll bring it up, and I'll just kind of gloss over it because I'm very opinionated, and I'm not going to push an argument. I've seen on my in-law side, like some of the more left people get into it with the Trumpies. I've seen it, but I'm not going to be part of that.
Right.
I choose to not be.
Yes.
As much of a dick as I can be, that's not nor the time or the place for it. And the fact that it divides freaking families, politics in general divides families, that's a problem. If your family can't survive politics, how did they make it this far?
Absolutely.
So, I just picture your family sitting around, the people at the table are like, so what's everybody thankful for? And your people out in the yard, they're like, what? He said, what are you thankful for? Well, I'm not thankful for the anti-vaxxers in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So back to the 9 tips for surviving political conversations with your family. First of all, if you need this, don't go. Just don't go.
Yeah, right.
That should be it.
Yes.
Number 1, outline goals and outcomes for conversation. Now we're talking Thanksgiving dinner.
With the family.
Family
right?
Thanksgiving dinner. Outline your goals and outcomes for a conversation. This isn't a therapy session.
Yes. Right. or a work brainstorming. This is a family dinner.
Now, we got to know before we start eating.
What's off the table?
Yeah, so this is off limits. This is okay. This is where we want to get with this conversation.
Yeah.
It says identify why you're engaging in discussion. Well, it's family dinner.
Yeah.
And what you hope to take from it. Do you want to change their mind, understand where they're coming from, or help them see your side? So here's some examples. Thanks for talking to me about this topic. The goal of this conversation is to blah, blah, blah. Or I know we may not see eye to eye about this, but I'd love us to just hear each other's perspective. Shannon says team building at its finest. Yes, that's where we need team building. If you need team building at Thanksgiving, your family is screwed.
Right. Now, do you feel like the people that bring up politics at your family dinners, is it to try to change minds, or is it just because they figure everybody's like-minded? And
I think it's just like Tourette's, like vomit Tourette's. It's
okay.
It's just like, well, you heard what Trump said about this and this. It's like, well, yeah, I heard it, but why are we talking about it?
Right.
And then it just kind of it goes away. Well,
it
just kind of, for us, it just kind of goes away. It's just like, yeah, okay. Tip number 2: make sure your conversation is one-on-one. So don't be the guy that's just like, Trump's a Nazi at the table. It's like, I was just trying to eat. I just want to eat.
Does everybody talk about what they're thankful for? I'm thankful Trump's not president.
Yes, I'm sure there's plenty of that. Many people often feel hurried or pressured when an audience is present. So if you really want to have a meaningful dialogue in which both parties feel comfortable, be sure to sit them aside. I don't want this to become a group argument. I'm really interested in hearing how you feel about this. Could we talk later?
Wouldn't you feel weird, though, if a family member's like, hey, would you mind having a one-on-one with me later?
Can you come in here with me? It's like,
yeah.
No.
No,
you're the guy concerned about the carbon footprint of turkey.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're going to do to me. Or here's another example. I want to make sure we can really hear each other out. Do you mind if we talk in private later? See, I'm fine with being like, hey, can we not talk about this here?
Yeah,
you want to talk about it? Let's take this somewhere else.
Right.
That's fine, but ridiculous. Number 3, tip 3, acknowledge their opinions. In other words, suspend judgment. This doesn't mean agreeing with your relative, but if you want them to be open to hearing your side, you must validate their feelings and desire to engage in such a discussion. Basically, treat others how you want them to be treated. Don't call them names, be dismissive, shout, walk away, etc. Examples. I understand this is how you're feeling, or I acknowledge this is your perspective. Again, a group therapy session.
Yes.
Number 4, ask clarifying questions like, can you tell me more about that? What makes you feel this way? I'm not sure I understand that point. Do you mind explaining it again? Says the purpose. They got to explain the purpose of clarifying questions. It's not to point fingers, but to gain insight into who or into where your relatives are coming from and why they've chosen their stances.
Yes, Shannon. Yes, it is.
Shannon says exactly what I was feeling when I was talking about the guy that brings up the carbon footprint. This is super gay. Like, super gay. Not that that's wrong, but it's super gay.
Have a drink, man.
Have some turkey. I mean, that should be on this list. Like,
right?
Make sure you have plenty
Induce
of alcoholic
alcohol.
beverage. Yes. Introduce alcohol into the conversation. Number 5, practice active listening and encouraging your relative to do the same. Make eye contact. Nod to show you're listening and understanding. Oh, what's the movie? Oh, on The Office, when they're trying to explain to Dwight how to talk to women, and they're like, because he was like trying to do business with a businesswoman, and he's kind of like our old boss that can't really associate with women. They're like, smile and nod and make eye contact. And he's like, very awkwardly, and they're like, no, just don't do that. Don't do that at all. Well, Shannon says, well, don't worry, fellas. The middle-aged white woman said something is gay. Come at me, Facebook. Yes, Shannon said this is gay, and I said this is gay as well. Number 6, focus on individual issues and stories. It's difficult to discuss things in abstraction, so be sure to center your points around things people can easily process, like stories of how you and your friend are affected by certain problems or policies. Use I statements. I felt X when you said Y. To avoid pointing fingers at people or speaking from an entire group of people, it's especially important to avoid mentioning political parties or people you know will just shut the conversation down.
Sounds like it's like a very toxic family.
Right. What family are you in? Examples. This policy hurt me because it restricts my blank. Or I'm directly impacted by this policy and it makes me feel blank. Number 7. Ask how the conversation is going and take steps towards reorienting it. I feel like we've gotten off topic. Let's focus on the original topic instead. I'm happy to address the point you just brought up later, but first I'd love to finish discussing the original topic. And that's just going to piss him off more.
Oh, hell yeah.
Tip 8, continue to have conversations. By shutting down people or avoiding conversations, we can fuel division. By inviting people in, hearing their opinions, and engaging in ongoing dialogue, we can take steps towards building unity and foundation of common understanding. Examples. I know it's going to take a lot more than one conversation to really understand one another, and I'm happy to discuss this later with you. Or next is, thank you for taking time to talk with me. If you have time, I'd love to revisit this again. Like, what family talks like this to each other? Bill,
I avoid people in the family that talk like that.
You're not even my family. I would never be like, Bill, I appreciate what you said. I feel like we should discuss this elsewhere and further.
With anybody over that.
No, if you do,
no.
Shannon says the main topic is fucking Thanksgiving. That's it. That's it right there. Number 9. So drum roll, please. That's really lame. Drum roll. Recognize when you need to take a step back from engaging with people who are only looking to attack or hurt you. If people refuse to give you the respect you deserve, it's okay to care for yourself and take a break. Surround yourself with people who love you. Well, that should be it. Your number 1 tip for surviving conversations with the holidays is surrounding yourself with people that aren't going to be these assholes.
Yes, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Shannon says I've got drumsticks. You mean the chicken legs, turkey legs you put up there, or do you have real drumsticks, Shannon? Because I need a drum roll.
Yes. Tip 10. Introduce them to Break the Bell.
Introduce them to Break the Bell because that's going to
blow their fucking minds.
Yes. Wear the "I won't eat your bugs" T-shirt to spark the deep conversations that you should be talking about. You should be talking about like the WEF and the New World Order, not talking about Joe Biden and Donald Trump because that's what really matters.
Yes.
I gotta breathe. Thoughts of this article?
It's gay. Do not talk like this to your family because you will not be invited back ever.
You won't be. Two things. If you talk about the carbon footprint of turkey dinner, you're not coming back to my Thanksgiving.
No.
If you're like, please, how's this? I'd like to continue this conversation and tell me how you feel and tell me how we can appreciate each other. I am not inviting you back to Thanksgiving.
No.
I would rather you be like, fuck you, Donald Trump's a Nazi, than be like, how does that make you feel?
Exactly.
Because that's not sincere.
No,
I would rather you be sincere to me and be like, Donald Trump's a faggot.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm not saying it. Uncle Steve is saying that.
Yes.
I'd rather Uncle Steve say that Donald Trump's a faggot than Uncle Steve to be like, now tell me, how does that make you feel?
Right. Have we accomplished our goals today?
Do you know how uncomfortable I would get in that conversation?
Gosh. If someone talked to you in that passive-aggressive shit voice,
I couldn't make eye contact with you. I would feel so dirty and like I got to get out of this, like so uncomfortable. Like I would probably not invite myself to Thanksgiving anymore. If this
is
like,
Uncle Steve going to be there? Because
I'm not coming.
It.
I'm sorry, I'm not coming. Yeah. So. Politics, does it have a place? Do you think, I mean, like these people, certain people are like, don't avoid political conversation, be super gay in political conversation.
I think if you're going to be super gay in political conversation, you should avoid it altogether.
Is there a place for political conversation on Thanksgiving table, do you think?
I mean, if someone feels like that's their identity, that's something that they have to talk about. I mean, just
isn't that the sad part of it?
That is sad.
The fact that you feel you need to bring up politics at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That says you've got nothing else to talk about.
Exactly.
You have nothing else in your life.
If your main concern is who's president or who's in Senate or what laws are passed, then yes, that is very sad. I think you need to spend more time with family.
Absolutely. Yeah. Politics. If you're that person, fine. I'm just don't be upset if I maybe push a little, because I do push back a little. I will try to make you a little uncomfortable, but I'm not going to be an asshole about it.
You know what? If someone brings up politics at a family dinner, you have the right to make them uncomfortable. I feel like you have the right to push them, right? And so because otherwise, people that say stuff like that, they feel like they have a free pass.
You know me.
Yeah.
You know that it doesn't matter if I agree with somebody's stance or not. I'm going to push them to figure out why, or if they have a reason. Like we used to have a coworker that he was just like, I hate Starbucks. Starbucks hates the military, and they hate Christmas.
Yeah. And
so me kind of agreeing with some of his politics. At the time, I was more right-leaning at the time.
Yeah.
So I would still push back.
Yeah.
And I would be like, where'd you get that information? Yeah. Well, it's a fact. It was no, actually, what Starbucks did was one Starbucks military person was like, "Hey, can you send Starbucks to my buddies over there?" And they're like, "We don't do that." That's the story. And he's like, "Well, they say if you support traditional marriage, we don't want your business." I was like, Mark, I'll say his name because he doesn't listen.
No.
Now, Mark, you realize that would be corporate suicide for them to say that. No, what they said is when somebody stood up and they're like, well, what's this going to do to our bottom dollar if you support gay marriage? And the CEO is like, look at your returns. If you think you can get better returns elsewhere, by all means, go elsewhere. You got fucking amazing returns. What are you complaining about? Yeah. And they got stretched, that flipped out. So I just presented the facts to this guy. This guy, like, I think you got the blowback from this. He like called me a dick, and he stopped coming to the office. Remember, because I was such a dick to him.
Purposely avoided you.
Yes. If you're that guy, then we have. I'm going to push back a little.
But more than having someone you agree with, right, is having a reasonable argument why you're like
Well,
that.
and that was my whole point.
Yes.
It's like, why are
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
making a blanket statement because you heard something
Yeah.
on social media, or do you actually have reason for this?
Right,
And
yeah.
I would push a little, and the people that have no reason because they
Yes.
shut out, they call
Right.
you a dick, and they
Yeah.
avoid you.
Right. Yeah.
And that was this
Absolutely.
guy, and
Yes.
that's the type of people that need the 9 steps to surviving Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Is people like that.
Yes, or people that are related to him.
Shannon is leaving us a little bit early. She says, "Thank you for a great episode."
Absolutely.
Shannon, thanks for being here. Thanks for chiming in. It's always a pleasure having you on. It's been a while since we've heard from you.
Yes.
Join us more often, and we would like you that much more. But you're still our favorite. So, speaking of, like, we're going to end this with, like, holiday traditions and stuff. One of the country's holiday tradition is the president pardons
Pardoning
the
a turkey,
turkeys, or
yes.
I want to see a president that comes out and is like, "Fuck you, I'm not pardoning
Yeah,
you,"
right.
and, like, stabs the turkey
Yeah,
right there
right.
on the screen.
I'm gonna eat you and you and you.
I can't believe Donald Trump didn't be like, "Bitch, I'm pardoning you. You're
Yeah,
my
right.
dinner." So this year, Biden pardoned the turkeys. One was named Chocolate, the other was named Chip.
That's not a good way to go if you're,
No.
you're trying to avoid dinner.
No. So he pardoned them, as is tradition, like fulfilling the U.S.
Presidential
traditions,
duties,
like
yes.
everybody does.
Right.
It's been a thing for a long time. Do you think he kept politics out of that?
No, not at all.
Do you want to hear his speech and see how much he kept
Absolutely not, but
politics?
let's listen to it anyways.
All right, let's see how much Joe Biden kept politics out of the simple duty of pardoning 2 turkeys named Chocolate and Chip. Here we go.
First of all, the votes are in. They've been counted and verified. There's no ballot stuffing. There's no foul play. The only red wave this season is going to be a German Shepherd Commander knocks over the cranberry sauce on our table. That will cause. They are big turkeys, aren't they? My fellow Americans, please welcome the 2022 National Thanksgiving turkeys, Chocolate and Chip. And now, based on their temperament and commitment to being productive members of society, I hereby pardon. I hereby pardon. Yes. I hereby pardon.
I understood more what the turkey said there
Yeah,
than
right.
Joe Biden. But
Yes.
if you didn't understand him, he said and he's using a bunch of Thanksgiving puns and
Yes.
turkey puns. He's like, there's been no foul play.
Right.
There's been no
Clever.
ballot stuffing.
Ugh.
And the only red wave is when my dog knocks over the cranberry sauce. But
who is writing his speech? Michael Scott?
right. Now, Craig DaCosta says, is he parting one and killing the other? That's a good question.
I think
Let's finish.
Chocolate, you are pardoned.
Chocolate, you're pardoned.
You are pardoned. So you had to tell me that?
Yeah, where is Chip? Where did Chip go?
Oh.
Did they already kill Chip?
Chip is lunch.
Now, at this moment, it's like the most benign, most innocent duty that a president has.
Yes, pardoning a fucking turkey.
Yeah, that's all you had to do was
Yeah.
say, I pardon this turkey. Did the guy need to bring in like ballot stuffing and
Yeah.
foul play
Right.
and red wave and
Yeah.
stuff like? Now, did he bring the nation together during this one innocent duty that he had?
No, I'm afraid not.
No, he's the guy that has to bring politics into the Thanksgiving table.
Yes, it's gonna be like when he lights a Christmas tree and be like, looks like there's more blue lights than red. It's like, oh, that's kind of prophetic.
It's interesting how the blue lights shine brighter than the red.
Right. It's like, dude, just light the fucking tree.
All you had to do was say, "Oh, funny,
Yeah.
chocolate and chip." Well, yeah, and again, he didn't write that.
No,
He's not even that, and that wasn't even creative,
Yeah,
and he's
right.
not that creative.
No.
You could barely understand
What he
him
was
bumbling
saying,
through
yes.
that, and then the turkey gobbled, and you're like, "Oh, that makes sense to me." Over what Joe
Yeah,
Biden
right.
said.
Yes, really.
It almost looked like he was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah."
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Oh, you want me to
don't say.
He's talking to the turkey.
Yeah.
My one step. I've come up with a one-step guide to surviving whatever discussion at the Thanksgiving table, whether it's politics, whether it's carbon, whatever, whether it's the greenhouse gases, whether it's even the dryness of the turkey. Number one step, the only step to surviving the family Thanksgiving meal. Don't be a dick.
Right?
Just don't be a dick. Don't be that guy.
Yes.
Don't be just don't be a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't got to bring your politics. Nobody. I don't care if it's the only thing you have as your identity in life. You don't need to bring that in. I don't care if you completely disagree with somebody eating meat for dinner. You eat your fucking veggie tray.
Right.
Don't be a dick. Let them enjoy. It's one day.
Yeah.
What can we just have one day where we just enjoy each other, even if we hate each other? Can we pretend to enjoy each other for a day? Don't be a fucking dick.
Yes.
Craig DaCosta says, I guess the Maricopa County officials did not count these ballots. Yeah, because there's no ballot stuffing or foul play.
Right.
It's not the place. It's not the time. You have 360 probably 2 days, because don't do it on Christmas either.
No.
Don't do it on the 4th of July.
Easter,
don't do it.
Maybe your birthday.
I mean, you can do it. It's your birthday. You can be a dick if you want
true.
on your birthday. You can cry if you want. It's your birthday. But for the rest of the year, you can be an asshole that only holds on to their politics or their social justice as their identity. You can do that the rest of the year.
Yeah.
2 days from now, Thanksgiving. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, and maybe just take a moment and look around you and just be thankful that you have people to get together with for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? People that...
Be thankful it's not 2020. We have plastic screens and Zoom chats for Thanksgiving.
And you have to wear a mask, while you're talking to people and shit. I mean, just be thankful for that there's people who invited you to someplace.
Yeah, be thankful you have a family that still talks to you, because there's a good chance if you're one of those guys, you're pretty damn lucky that people still talk to you and your family. Just, it doesn't matter if you think there's a lot of genocide that surrounded Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter.
It's not about it. It's not about it.
It's you sit down. Here's how this works for us normal people. You show up, you smile, you nod a little, you sit down, you have like surface level discussions, like how's the job been, how's the weather going.
Oh,
boy,
how's the house?
It's really cold out, but it wouldn't be so cold if it wasn't for the wind.
Right.
You know how Midwesterners like talk
always
about the weather.
Wind. It's always the wind.
So man, did you see that game yesterday? It's stuff like that,
right?
you know.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win with the Lions game? Right.
I mean, you can get in a heated debate enough about sports. You don't gotta bring the politics into it. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to be thankful for about politics?
That I won't be talking about it on Thanksgiving.
Exactly. There's nothing to be thankful for about the elections or politics,
because
or
you know
anything.
what? It has nothing to do with your life on a daily basis in your home, your family.
It's not affecting you.
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your family.
it does affect you, but bitching about it's not going to save.
But I promise you, whoever's in the House and whoever's in the Senate,
it's not going to change it.
It's not going to change how your Thanksgiving goes.
No. Unless you bring the conversation and ruin.
Unless you make it.
Yes, exactly. That's all I got for this Thanksgiving
That's good,
show.
man. That's
Just don't
good.
be a dick.
Don't be a dick. I'm sure that's
Words
what
of
the
wisdom.
Indians wished.
Yes. If only somebody would have given this words of wisdom to the Pilgrims back in the 1620s, things would have been different.
Yes.
But maybe we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation.
That's very true.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I just know that I'm going to eat food,
Yes.
and I'm going to try to not be a dick.
Yes.
And
I'm not going to think about politics.
I'm definitely not going to think about the CO2
Or the carbon.
emissions
No,
of
fuck that.
my turkey that
No,
I'm eating,
no.
that I'm stuffing down my throat.
Yes. And I don't care what their name is.
Take-
Chocolate or chip.
Take a few minutes, a little bit of time. I may be cheesy to go around the room and be like, what do you think? But at least think about why am I here?
Yes.
What am I thankful for? What is this all about?
Yes. Think about even the simplest of things.
Yes.
That is a blessing to you that maybe other people don't have.
Right. Which is a lot.
Right. A lot.
If you're
Yes.
sitting down eating the 103 pounds of CO2 emissions,
right,
you're doing better than a good portion of the world. So you got a lot to be thankful for, no matter how much you want to bitch about it. That's all I got for Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Thanks for everybody who jumped in the chats and joined our Break the Bell style Thanksgiving celebration. Thanks to Wild Turkey Kentucky Brewing for this turkey dinner.
Yes, it was quite good.
It was. It definitely was. Expertly crafted by Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Famer Eddie Russell. Thank you, Eddie Russell.
Eddie Russell, you are a superstar.
Thank you, Eddie Russell, for this turkey dinner. We love you for it. We love all you for joining in the chats, for joining in the conversation. Craig DeCosta says, Happy Thanksgiving. Craig,
Happy
a
Thanksgiving.
special Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you for joining. All the rest of you, make sure you join us. I don't know, is a weekend wrap-up going to be a thing this week? Or
Yeah, no, it should be.
Should be a thing?
Yeah, I'll be back
Okay.
Sunday.
I'll be back too. So we'll plan for a weekend wrap-up. Join us for the weekend wrap-up. We'll probably be on Sunday around 7-ish, 6, I don't know. Otherwise, be back here next Monday night unless something happens like this past week. Monday night, Central, 7 Central Time. Too much turkey dinner. 7 Central Time. We'll be live.
Did you grab another helping?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It's not the turkey. I just wanted to blame it for. I just suck at this.
I just
all right?
looked over and saw a half glass. I'm like, what the hell?
No, I sip on it because I have to get through the
gotcha.
speaking, and clearly it's not working. Monday night, 7 Central Time. Make sure you join us for our live episode next week because it's always fun. We always enjoy having more participation. And I haven't mentioned in over an hour, December 19th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Break the Bell Christmas Extravaganza, where we celebrate Christmas. You think this was fun?
Yes.
Be there for our Christmas Extravaganza.
Are you making your eggnog?
I will definitely be making my
very
eggnog.
nice. Very nice.
Last year, like I said, we had a special music performance. We had book reading. We had all kinds of fun shit. And it only gets better every year. So you got a lot to look forward to. So make sure you show up for that December 19th, our Christmas Extravaganza special, live with Dan Spots of the System is Down podcast and Remzo Martinez of the On the Run podcast. It's always a fucking blast. So be there for number 3. Number 3. Can you believe it's number 3?
No.
No, me neither. Check us out all over social media. Share us far and wide so we can spread this noise to as many people as possible. Have a great rest of your week. We will have a good Thanksgiving, first and foremost. And don't be a dick. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.
The Break the Bell podcast is brought to you by you. So pat yourself on the back because without you, we would be talking to ourselves. A special thanks to our Patreon members, Justin Zielinski, Remzo Martinez, Stephanie Parker, and T.O. Jacobson. A shout out to our sponsors, Run Your Mouth Coffee, the On the Run podcast, and Goulash Media. If you'd like to help support us, visit patreon.com/breakthebell or buy our garbage at breakthebell.bigcartel.com. Get back here next week and let us continue to invade your ear holes. And as always, never stop talking.